Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another thrilling night of TCR action. No, I'm not Pete with a weird voice. It's me, Jay. Tonight, Peter's gone off to the woods tonight, so if you go in to the woods for a big surprise, hello, it's Pete. In tonight as well, we've got myself and Sam Buzan as well. So, Sam, how are we doing tonight? I hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday.
I'm having a fantastic Wednesday. I was watching racing just before the broadcast, the past 6 hours for the WEC Endurance Championship. Yeah, I'm a bit late as always, but Indy 500 took over the WEC. Wednesday doing great so far. Second to last race of the season in TCR, so I'm expecting this to be extremely fun on a racetrack. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Thruxton's an absolutely fantastic track. One of my personal favourites. It is the track for this week's TCR officials, as well as the iRacing special event, the 4 hours of Thruxton this weekend, which can be done solo or a team. Let us know in the chat if you're going to be doing that event at all. It's 60 people and low incident counts. I can guarantee this weekend's going to have plenty of people tearing their hair out. And a massive welcome to Sir Alan, PVG, KNH Motorsports as well in the YouTube chat. I see us. Jay, why are you not on track? See, I do a lot of broadcasting this season for BSTV. With Pete not here tonight, it is me taking the lead, taking center stage. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. There's perhaps going to be times in this broadcast where I'll completely mispronounce names. I will probably just completely go quiet, nervous, and maybe even scream out just random obscenities. Hopefully, that last one doesn't happen because BSTV. I don't want to demonetize the channel at all. I hope everybody else is having an absolutely fantastic Wednesday. And like you said, Sam, it's been a hell of a season so far. 2 rounds left this week in Thruxton. We get ourselves in the UK, the fastest track in the UK, 2.4-mile layout in Hampshire. It features sweeping corners, minimal braking zones, and iconic turns like Church and the Complex, which makes it a high-speed challenge for touring car racing. And I love this track. I'm going to say that so many times this broadcast, how much I love this track. And you were telling me beforehand, Sam, as well, you haven't really seen too much of this track in its layout. So what's your first impressions of the circuit so far?
It's a small track, tight, looks flowing, some modulation, which is great. I love that on a track, and I think that's a racetrack that would really suit the V8 supercars. Excuse me, that's my V8 fanboys inner self
No,
that
keep it going.
speaks.
Let it
But
flow
yeah,
out.
that's what it makes me think about some small Australian tracks or New Zealand tracks, as well as obviously the UK tracks as well, which where it's from, obviously.
Yeah. Nice. Seen in the chat, Marius, good to see you, man. Long time no speak. I will be doing the 4 hours of Thruxton with Jane and Scott. I've never done any TCR racing before. Really? I did see you in one of the practices earlier in the week, actually. I hope you're at least having fun, because these cars, the baton they produce is absolutely fantastic. You just got to remember the front wheel drive. Everything happens at the front of the car, so take it easy, let the car do the work, and do not overdrive. But we are here today for several championships. We are here to see who is the best of the best, but also in this absolutely fantastic community-based league, as the qualifying is just about to start now. We'll tell you what, we'll get straight to the point standings. So yeah, shall we start with the Pro TCRs, the right at the top?
Let's go. They are actually on screen with Pete Newman on top of the standings, 15 points ahead of Wobbly Kneecaps. I don't know why his real name is showing, because it's definitely not his real name.
His real name is definitely Wobbly.
Yeah, it's Wobbly, it's not Bieber. No way. Hello, Sarah and everybody on the channel as well. I haven't said that, but yeah. And Pete that is watching. Pete, hope your good retirement in the woods is good. Continuing on with the pro standings, Stephen Walker in third. Still pretty close, but starting to edge a bit of the gap. That's what, 56 points behind Pete Newman, the leader of the championship. Then fourth is Gasper Smirnov and René Earnhardt in fifth, and then a big gap to the rest of the field. So pretty close for the pro standings.
Yeah, I agree. At the start of the season, it was chopping and changing the leaders. Wobbly was up there for a bit. We had Stephen up there as well. Peters slowly, along with Casper, started getting some really consistent results. And as you can see now, we're starting to go by the total points with the drop score on the right-hand side. But it just shows how much keeping consistent with your races are, especially when you got Pete Newman right at the top with 2,100 after the drop score with 1,776. So very close at the top, and I feel it's all to play for as we slowly swipe by for the Pro AM standings. And I'm telling you now, Sam, this is my absolutely favorite standings in the whole of BSTV, where if you just have a look at the total points, it's very close between certain sections, and with the drop scores, I feel the top 5 are changing every single week. I feel anybody could still win this. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's definitely wide open for everybody to win. Although Michael O did a big, good race last week at the North Line for the VLN. So he's a bit further ahead than what the points are for the back behind him, but still a lot to play for with the people from the Pro-Am standings, sometimes fighting with the pros. So it's extremely exciting, and they can be big gaps sometimes if they have a really good race compared to the other. So definitely wide open.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's probably worth mentioning as well, Tony Walker and Freddie Van Eekhoven as well, the only Pro AMs to get an overall race win this season. So history made this season with some of the Pro-Ams seeing an opportunity with a few less pros as usual in the top league and grabbing their first wins, which is absolutely amazing to see. And hopefully we can see a few more of them in pro next season as well, as we go to the final standings for points anyway, the AMs. And it seemed like for a while Daniel Lewis was going to be absolutely running away with this, but sometimes races don't go your way, and Daniel's found himself in some situations with the car or with others where unfortunately races have had to be ended early, or it's not a very a performance I don't think himself would have been very happy with, which has allowed the likes of Paul Hurley, Chris Dixon to catapult their ways closer and closer. And what started off as Daniel waving off into the sunset, it seems he got a puncher or two on the way, and suddenly Paul Hurley and Chris Dixon are right up behind. It's got to be a case now of this is Daniel still to lose. Do you think Daniel can hold on until the end, Sam?
There's, I think, 3 races left, if I'm not mistaken. I think the last one is an endurance race as well for the TCRs. So it's gonna be a tough ask for Paul or Chris behind to make the step to catch Daniel. But as we learned, anything's possible. You just need a lucky reverse grid, and you're starting first, and all of the other guys are starting 16th or backwards. So you've got 15 position between you and them on the feature race today, and you can make a lot of points and close back the gap towards the front of the championship. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll have a better read of this one after today's races, but I would say anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw it last week, I think it was, 2 weeks ago, where Daniel just absolutely played a blinder. He got that top 15 place, got into the reverse grid, and he just picked his battles so cleanly and carefully. So he'll be looking at more of that. Next up, we have our team standings. This is also, as well as a singles championship, 3 sets of singles championships. We also have our team standings at the same time. And what seemed like a Hydra race geodesic domination has very quickly, especially over the second half of the season, become anybody's game. We've got Result X Pure Sims with Michael Hall, Pete Newman, both fighting for the lead in both their respected classes as well, and that has just catapulted them upwards straight past Hydra Race, who with Sam Lee, Stephen Walker and Wobbly, They need to get their heads together and they need to get something happen. Then we've got Hydro Race, who are ready to mop up on any mistakes, but it might just be a 2-horse race now. Result X Pure Sims and Hydro Race. Who's your money on, Sam? Who do you think is going to get over that line come the end of the season and be team champions?
That's a tough ask because I still don't really know all of the drivers, but both of Result Expert Sims are in the session today, and I'm watching quickly. I think both of the Idle Race guys are also in the session. But
Yeah, no Sam today for Geodesic, so
they're both in. So, well, yeah, Steven and Wobbly. So it's equal. I would say that again. I think both teams have a chance. Maybe Idle Race if they can actually match their drivers category in the standings, with them all being pros, where Michael Ode is a pro-am. They should have a better chance at the championship, but Michael has proven that he's no slouch, so he can be up there and actually make the points for the team.
Yeah, that's a distinct advantage for Result X Pure Sims, having 2 drivers fighting for the top in 2 different categories. It will mean more points overall if they both end up winning. Yeah, very, very good. Next up, we have, I'll go through these last 2 as quick as possible for you so we can get some qualifying action on the screen. That's the Sir Alan Safe Driver Award. Some say that this is the most important set of standings in the whole league, and to be honest, I agree with those people. I mean, look at the competition here. We've got Derek Crowther, Chesney Vanderbroek, Michael Hall, Paul Hurley. If you look at these stats and the total number of turns, let's take Paul for example. 5,100 turns, only 71 incidents. Is literally a 0.01 total incidents per turn, which is absolutely incredible. It's it really says a lot for the league when you've got some of these people here who are fighting for the tops of their divisions, who are also keeping it so clean as well. It's absolutely amazing. We will go over to the driver of the meeting, where at the moment it is yet another 2-horse race here between Jamie Wilson and Freddie Van Eekhoven as well. Freddie Van Eekhoven with 4 points, Jamie Wilson with 3, and we've got Pete Newman, Cash Momo, and Derek Crowther all with 2. Everybody else on 1 or 0, and that is voted by the commentators at the end of the race. We don't just base it on positions. It could also just be the absolute sportsmanship of the drive-in, and as long as neither of us vote for Wobbly, right?
Oh, never. I would never vote for him. He's too bad for it anyway, and he's never helping in. Well, I say that, but he did help us in the broadcast last Saturday for the V8 races. But he's not going to get a vote for that. It would have to be extremely performant to get something out of this. No, I mean, honestly, whoever it is, I think as we all are trying to pick what we think is the better driver, not just in his driving, but in his performance, I should say, during the event.
Yes.
So I think you covered it. Clean racing, best movers forward, respectful driving, improvement compared to other races in the season. There's a lot of things that comes to my mind, and things that I try to look after when I try to pick a driver of the meet.
Yes, fantastic. Right then, let's just have a few seconds just to listen to those beautiful engines going around Thruxton while I move a couple of windows about. We are just under 5.5 minutes left to qualify, and we currently have Wobbly Kneecaps at the top with Rene with a fantastic time just there. Second place, Freddie Van Eekhoven, the top of the Pro-Am drivers, Pete Newman 4th, and Jaden Scotton, second of the Pro-Am drivers, rounding up the rest of that top 5. Daniel Lewis at the moment just absolutely outclassing everybody else in the AMs at the moment. But I wonder if you've noticed this yourself, Sam, but look at the distance between first place and 26th in terms of times.
I need to
is
switch to the other screen. Yeah, there's 3. No, that's not correct. 3 seconds?
3 seconds. I think we've got the wrong.
3.5.
I think
Yeah.
I've got the wrong one. Yeah, 3.5, and 3.5 is quite a large amount of time for Thruxton. It's only a 1 minute 15 lap, so those with the 3 seconds, they'll need to get the move on. If they want to get in a little bit higher up the standings. I found in a lot of officials this week, there's a lot of close together times. You've also got a few people drafting on each other on this track as well. So maybe we'll start to see a few people from the back. We need to see a few more of these AMs jumping up. I've just seen as well, Sam Blees is in the session. That was fantastic. You literally clicked on Sam just as I was just about to talk about him.
Yeah,
That's absolutely professionalism right there.
that is what happens when you've got a proper cameraman on board. Okay,
You know what? You're saying it, not me.
Anymore.
I'm not getting in trouble in my first time doing this. So
Don't worry. He's used to it.
Jen Chiller in the chat there. Hello everybody. Hello to you too. Go CCT. That's Cutting Corny TV. If their own set of drivers in here, and we do have Rene at the moment in third place. So far, so good for Cutting Corny.
I'm laughing at Pete because he did what I just said.
I've just seen Pete just arrive. There we go. Pete, good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful time where you are. And we were joking, of course. We didn't mean that. Sam, we didn't mean that, did we?
No, obviously.
Sam?
Yeah,
no. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I can breathe easily now. Fantastic. Right. Well, should we get a quick track guide going? If you want to choose anybody on the back straight, Sam, we can get going on that one. Oh, we're going straight into it with Stephen Walker. A lovely little track, Thruxton here, and straight into turn one, a slight lift. You'd be surprised how much of the curbs you can ride here and take on the exit. With the next turn number 2 coming up to Campbell, you got to really get a nice smooth line here. You need to make sure that your next corner you're setting up for the next one. Once again, you can take quite a fair bit of corner here, which you can expect a lot of people during the 4 hours of Thruxton to be doing. So excited for that. I love this track. How many times have I said that now? 4 or 5? But anyway, Noble, you want to keep yourself hugged to the left-hand side. And probably one of the most difficult corners of the whole course, Goodwood, is one where you have to sort of swing out, hit the apex inside, and use all the corner on the exit. Similar to tracks like Magny Core, I think have the same sort of similar corners. Go through Village and then to Church, where sometimes you can do it flat out, but here today Stephen is deciding to take it nice and safe, use all the curb on the exit. Now we come to everyone's some people love this chicane, some people absolutely hate it. I think I'm the only person on planet Earth who loves it. But you want to take it at some speed, you'll be shocked how much of that curb you can cut. You want to make sure that you're always keeping a tyre on the coloured curb. And there it is, a nice quick lap. Like I said, it's very short this week. 1 minute 15s. Wobbly is getting into there. I think I was averaging low 1 minute 16s. So expect to see that pace for most of the field today. I love that overlay with the qualifying at the bottom there. But it's also shown at the moment Stephen Walker setting a personal best on that second sector. Look at that. Wobbly, Stephen, Rene, your top 3 at the moment. Geodesic in the team championship at the moment, fighting for every point they can get. If they can get themselves a 1-2 here, oh, that's not going to buff out, I don't think. If they can give themselves a 1-2 here, Sam, I feel for the race, unless Pete can get up that field quite quick, they might have first racer tonight in the bag. What do you reckon?
It does look good. At least Wobbly is well ahead of everybody. It pains me to say that, but he's over 3 times over Stephen Walker in second. Then it's pretty close, so we'll see about that. But it does look good for Wobbly, and if they can run down the first race, that's good for them in the team championship. As Michael is way further back in 10. It's 4th place for Pro-Am, so it's not bad for his own championship. But for the overall team points, it's a bit too far back, I think, to be able to fight with the Geo guys.
Yeah. Right, as that's qualifying just finishing up now. Just make sure that the grid's going to be... Oh, we've still got a few more seconds just there. Right,
so it's fine.
Yep. Right, let's just have a quick look around, and oh, that's some very good times there. There's 5 drivers getting into the 15s, 1 minute 15s. But let's go through the grid. So occupying that front row is a complete Hydro Race Geodesic, Wobbly taking pole position with Stephen Walker in second place. They're going to be followed by Rene with a fantastic third place. Their cutting corner TCR going to be absolutely going nuts for that. The first of the Pro-Am drivers, Freddie Ecoven, in 4th place for Hydro Racing as well. They're also looking to try and claw some team championship points, maybe even steal the 2nd place. Then we have Pete Newman and Sam Blees in row 3. That's a 3rd Hydro Race Geodesic car there, which is going to cause Pete quite a lot of problems, I can foresee. Jaden Scotland and Demis in 7th and 8th, with Jamie Jeffrey and Michael Hall rounding out the rest of that top 10. 11th place, the first of the AM drivers, Daniel Lewis, and 12th place is Salvatore Guerri. Then 13th, we've got Dietmar Jure in 14th, Tony Walker and Jamie Wilson occupying 15th and 16th, JB DeJay in BSTV Esports in 17th, with PVG of Result Clothing right behind. Stefan Gorel and Derek Alva round up the rest of your top 20 with 21st Silias, 22nd Paul Hurley. Then we've got Chris Dixon, Chesney van der Broeken, David Ayres, Andrew Littler, and up the back is Dale Benison, who will be looking for yet another lovely safe race. A lovely safe driver Dale is. There we go. And tell you what, we're just waiting on last 2, I think it is, to jump onto the grid. I got a couple of seconds left, unless I'm reading that wrong.
There we go. Lights are coming on.
And am I seeing this right? There's no Geo cars at the front, or is my iRacing going a bit wonky there?
I see 2 Geo cars at the front. So
yep. Okay.
It
seems that I'm not showing all the cars then. But we are off straight around the first corner. Got to make sure you keep it nice and clean here. There's a lot of cars going to be battling out here. This gets very congested, especially as we go into the first 2. And so far, so good. Looking at quite a... I'm hearing a bit of rough and tumble just there.
Oh, and that's Rene.
Yeah, and that's a car straight. And that's one of the cutting corny cars. Oh no. That's not good. We'll go on to this lovely, lovely blink view. And at the moment, it's both Geo cars well out in the lead at the moment by at least a second at the moment. Sam Blees is right on the tail of Pete Newman. We've got an absolute gaggle of cars following him up after that one. And absolutely dream start for the first 2. And Sam Blees is fighting as much as possible, literally pushing Pete Newman along. You can just see the amount of control Pete's having to employ to try and get through them. The rest of the crowd going along. I think Sam might be looking for an outside pass just here, and this could get very tasty. Instead, he decides to let Pete go through. We're watching everybody else, and you're going to see a lot of people getting slowed down here. And one of the cars, Chrome cars, is spun around. That's Jamie Wilson, who's been having such fantastic races in that Audi. He's going to be absolutely gutted about that one. Nice bit of argy-bargy in the middle there between Salvatore and Michael Hall. Salvatore does have a slowdown in, but he's pushing out Michael thrown to the edge, but front-wheel drive cars, he just keeps out of the wall. Wow, that was a fantastic save there. Sam, if you could rate that one out of 10, what would you give that one?
I would say 9.5. It was honestly a great save. Sadly, he's gonna probably have a massive slowdown for it, but at least he kept it out of the wall. No arm, no fault, not too much at least. He would just lose a few positions, but not as bad as he would have been if he hit the wall.
Yeah, and Michael does still have a slowdown that he's trying to employ at the moment. Hard racing from Salvatore, I feel, despite having the slowdown there, was probably looking for a later point in the track to try and serve it there. Michael trying to take advantage of that, and yeah, unfortunately, none of us are mind readers. Neither knew what the other one was going to be doing there, and it's resulted in Michael losing out most over that one. We're on board with Sam Blees at the moment. I can tell you 2 cars within the next 3 behind Sam actually have slowdowns just then. Sam looking for the move on PVG. PVG, sorry, Pete Newman. Too many Pete's. Sorry, Pete. And a fantastic battling spot. Sometimes you've got to let your opponent have the inside, but Sam taking that outside line there. Pete's going to have the outside here, and it's going to be neck and neck. We're going over towards Noble, and they're still so close, and this is only helping the first 2 in front. Ooh, a bit of understeer there from Pete, but it's enough to get into the way of Sam. Next, it's how you decide to deliver the next corner before heading off into Village, and I do feel that Sam and Pete are still going to be side by side. It's just behind at the moment. I want to see how they get through Church, because Sam is absolutely going to be trying to get this final podium place here. A little bit of an overrun just there. Michael Hall, meanwhile, I've seen he's got a black flag and is in the pits. Just leaving that now, but Sam looks like he's going to see how he gets on this chicane. The Hyundais were having a much better time over those chicanes than the Honda and the Audi. It looks like Pete survives for another lap. So on with Rene. Rene trying to work his way back up the grid. Probably going to be aiming for over the next 15 minutes to try and get himself back into that 15th for that reverse grid. Currently down 18 positions, but made that 17. He's making them up every lap at the moment. Meanwhile, Wobbly and Stephen Walker just absolutely running away with it at the moment. Like, nobody's going to be challenging either. We'll probably see towards the end of the first race if they decide to fight it out a little bit, or just play it safe.
That probably will be something interesting, as we're gonna watch what happened to Run at the start, first chicane, and then trying to.
Oh, that's the only problem with those curbs. Like, they're fantastic to hit those curbs when you're going side by side. The same with many 3D curbs, especially with front wheel drive. You're lifting your car off the ground, you've immediately got a little less grip. And if you're going back onto some spinning front wheels, it is going to send you out a little bit into some oversteer. As we're just watching from a different view just there, and yeah, that's really unfortunate. Like, you can get some really good battling at that position, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. We join with Sam Blees getting an overtake done on Pete. Pete driving it on the inside just there, but let Sam have that one there. He's probably looking over his shoulder, seeing Jamie Jeffrey there. Jamie licking his lips at a chance of being part of a battle for a podium place, using that unicorn-powered Hyundai to all of its effects. Do love a good mythical animal here. Oh, a nice dive on the inside here from Pete. Sam's going to have the quicker outside line here, though, and look how close it's getting. So close, and I think Pete's going to keep that inside line going. He does not have a slipstream, and this has allowed Jamie, who does have a slipstream. Oh, Jamie backing out there. I thought he was going to chance it and try and run the outside line. That's actually inadvertently slowed Pete Newman down a little bit and gives Sam a good 4 tenths to play with as we go into the final chicane. Great racing from all three, all keeping it on the track.
Yeah, great racing and great respect shown by your rival right now.
Yeah.
I've never driven this track, but you probably have a lot. Maybe not on iRacing, but I'm sure you did. How is it driving side by side on this track? Is it as easy as it sounds, or is it like pretty difficult compared to other tracks?
Thruxton, although some sections do seem a bit narrow, they do give you a nice amount of room to get some battling in, and sometimes you can find yourself, depending on how you take that final chicane, side by side for at least half of the track. Like, there's so many times where you get a quick advantage with the inside line, but not enough of an advantage to complete a pass. So then you come up to the next corner and the outside line's quicker. So you're constantly swapping positions side by side. And we could be about to get a little bit here, and oh, I think that's Chesney slightly lifting there to make sure that there's no collision with Chris or David. And here's a great example, like David with a great line there. And sometimes if you can't get the outside line done, you're going to find yourself with a very compromising line into the next corner. By that I mean you're not taking the line that you should be taking, so the person behind you gets a better chance to set up pass on the following corner. So you got a lot of chance for some great side-by-side battlings, and that corner there, the exit of churches, just it catapults you out if you get it right, and it just makes for fantastic racing. We're watching Chesney Vanderbroek at the moment going up against both the safeguard. I was just about to say, as Chesney went over that curb against both the safeguard cars, and Chesney taking that slowdown, how I think many people will be taking those slowdowns nice and safe on the main straight just there. And this is a fantastic track for fighting. Even though everyone does spread out after a little bit, there's always groups of 2 or 3 cars always fighting, always going side by side. And as we're seeing right now with Derek and Isabel as well, Demis, sorry, it's you can have a lot of fun on this track. It's not a popular track in terms of how many people own it, but it's one that you will fall in love with straight away.
Oh, it definitely wants me to try it. It does look great, and that's that corner we just passed. I don't remember the name. It reminds me a little bit of the old airpin at Donington. It's not as sharp, but the exit is pretty wide, but you can exit it a bit too wide and get off track. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you see where I'm going with this, but it feels a bit the same. High speed corner, but not too fast, with a slight runoff, but you're directly into the grass if you completely miss it, and it completely ruins your run all the way to the final chicane.
Yeah, I've just seen that Derek Crowth has just jumped to the pits, so same with Demis as well, and they were both fighting at one point. So I don't know if there's been a bit of an incident between both of those. But yes, back to what you're saying with Donington. Yeah, it's a lot of the British tracks, they do share some sort of corner styles. I don't know if you've noticed it with the map of Thruxton. We'll come back to that after this replay, as we're watching from a chopper view, Demis and Derek. I'm just wondering if someone's missed a bit of a breaking point. They have a bit of a tap just there. And that's... Oh! Wow! Wow!
Those yeah, I've
those
never
tire
seen that
barriers,
before.
those tire barriers are not as bouncy as they look. Just like the tire barriers at Alton, it's just a little bit of cheese. That's
Yeah, that was a lot
not...
of cheese. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Wow, I bet now Demis is going to feel just like Max Verstappen at Silverstone in 2022, 23, I think it was.
Yeah, I will trust you on that. I don't watch Formula 1.
Fair. But
I
yeah,
have better
just
things
like
to do for my life.
just like at Alton, the tires here, we've replaced them because we're on a bit of a budget. We've replaced them with massive cinder blocks, and it shows. Back to what I was saying about the track, you might notice with the track map, it's a very similar shape to maybe it'll like remind some people straight away of like a Legacy Silverstone. Like it has that sort of shape at it, where if you're just looking at Formula 1 tracks and we gave you a map of Thruxton, a lot of people would probably say Silverstone with that one. But so like the beauty of UK circuits are just with the exception of the big ones like Donington, Brands Hatch and Silverstone, they just have a really nice homely feel about them. You can race anything on it and have a good time and a good battle. Apart from Knockhill, I wouldn't recommend taking prototypes around Knockhill. I mean, now I've said that, guess what you're all doing tonight? Right now it's
I'm
14th.
not, but I can see. Yeah, that could be fun. You know, a small race with like 8-10 hypercars. That would be fun.
Well, best of luck to you. As Rene Verhart, thank you, Pete. Up to 13th place at the moment. So Rene's really making those spaces up at the moment. He's got himself 3.5 seconds between him and Dietmar at the moment, but he's in 13th, which means reverse grid. He is in a fantastic position to recoup some of those points that he's perhaps losing in this first place. Remember, Rene did qualify up in 3rd position, which is a fantastic result for Rene. Considering we're very used to seeing Wobbly, Stephen, Pete, and Sam up in those positions. So I'm happy for Rene. They managed to get up that high, and I think Cut and Corny TCR team fans as well are going to be absolutely salivating at what's going to be happening in race 2 if Rene can keep it in the top 15 and get himself up there. We're currently on board at the moment with Brady Van Eco, who's right behind Sam Blees. I wonder. I'm just wondering if the battling between Jamie Jeffrey, Pete Newman, and Sam Blees has put Sam further back, as Jamie looking to have a little nibble on the inside there, but Pete Newman pulls back the party food and says, "No, my food." Pete's not sharing any space today. Sam Blees. First time we've seen Sam in a couple of vans. Good to see Sam back in. Always nice to see a lot of the quicker drivers in. At the moment, it looks like I think we're starting to get Wobbly get through a few of the people at the back. I'm seeing him just ahead of Dale at the moment. He's got himself a lovely 2.5 second lead over teammate Stephen Walker. It's Dale Benenson who they've followed. Dale, one of the safest drivers in the league. If you remember seeing the tables for the Sir Alan Safe Driver. You can't call it the Safe Driver Award. It has to be the Sir Alan Safe Driver Award. And Dale's is up there. He's been up there since day one. Fantastic to see. Still got ourselves in these two pockets of battles at the moment. One is a battle for the podium positions for AMS, and just there, Daniel Lewis in the AMS getting himself a bit of a slowdown. Doesn't have any competitors for his class nearby at the moment, but he is in the middle of an absolutely ferocious battle at the moment for the third of the Pro-Am slots. We have here Yura, Tony, and Salvatore right now, all going in. Great move in from Salvatore, but it looks like Tony looking for the up and under, but it looks like Salvatore picking the optimal line for there, managing to keep that position. And if you're
pretty good stuff all the way down the field.
Yes.
But loads of battle everywhere. Jamie Wilson trying to recover from the crash earlier in a fight with the Global Sun, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Silas. Sorry. I told you I'm going to be mispronouncing names all night. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to have to live with it.
Oh,
yes, Daniel Lewis.
It wouldn't be a BSTV broadcast if we get all names right. Don't worry about it.
This is true. Wow, look at that pace just there. Rene, another position for Rene right now. Absolutely bolting it past Daniel. Daniel right now, first in the AMS, he has himself a sizable lead over Paul Hurley at the moment. About 5 seconds, in fact. So maybe even 6, actually. I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, about 6 seconds in front of Paul Hurley at the moment. So as long as Daniel keeps himself in the top 15, then it should be a pretty comfortable second race, barring any pit stops drama. Because the pits, I don't know if you've seen the pits in here yet, Sam, but they're quite deadly. They pretty much start as soon as the last chicane ends, which means depending on how you take that last chicane, you've got so much traffic around you that you're trying to keep like an eye on. You having to look in front of you, having to look behind you, having to look inside of you sometimes. And I feel we're going to see some pit stop drama at some point during the second race. So I definitely recommend you check that out afterwards if we see anybody practicing their pit starts in the warm-up.
I will try to look at that because I absolutely don't know anything about this pit lane, so it's going to be interesting. You
might see it here actually. So Jamie, Jeffrey, there it is. It's literally just there, and the pit lane line. Let's just say that one quick when you've had a few, or none in my case. The pit lane line is barely a couple of feet past the start of the entrance. Those who have just joined us, welcome in.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, anyone in at the moment, welcome in. If you haven't already, make sure you put a thumbs up on the broadcast. You subscribe to the channel. Some weekly TCR League action, one of the best TCR leagues in existence, real life and in sim. Yeah, I said that. No, I didn't get paid for it. Yes, I will be paid by check. I'm sure in time. At the moment, you're watching the battle for third place between Pete Newman in the Result X Pure Sims, white, blue, and black, followed by the geodesic Sam Blees, and then the galloping you can hear behind it's the thunderous hooves of the unicorn-powered Hyundai, driven by Jamie Jeffrey. Got Freddie Van Eekhoven behind. He'll just be chilling there, though. A nice, comfortable lead for Freddie in the Pro-Ams at the moment. Currently in the lead, we've got Wobbly and Stephen Walker within a second of each other. The geodesic, a fantastic chance for big team points today from them. We're currently watching now, though, Jamie Wilson, after an early spin at the first chicane, slowly making his way through the grid. He's got Paul Hurley in front, who won't be in a hurry to give him that pace as he's looking to catch up to the top 15, which is the 15th place spot at the moment, occupied by PVG, who is half a second from JB DJ. JB DJ in the Backfire. Oh, he's had a bit of a knock at the front there, JB. I'm pretty sure we didn't sell him that car looking like that. But even if he's got the receipt, no refunds.
Oh no, he's driving for us, so it's a normal car looking.
Okay.
We used to race with Pete, so don't worry about it. But yeah, Pete, I know you're taking up everything I haven't said on you for the last 3 years. We haven't broadcast together, so I'm getting it all out.
There. It's okay. It's okay.
There's still plenty
that
of
could be a
battle all
slowdown.
the way down the field.
We'll need to go back to Sam Blees, Jamie Jeffrey. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Sam Blees. I saw how he took that chicane just there, and it wasn't the best take of that chicane I've seen today. And Sam Blees still serving that slowdown. And with that, I think Pete Newman's going to try his best to try and run away with this now, with a 1.1 second gap between himself and Jamie Jeffrey.
We're not quickly watch the chicane before we go back to the lead for the end of the first race. Sure.
Yep, we've got Sam Blees going through Church at the moment, running a little bit wide there, but that's okay. That's just an off track. And as we go up to this chicane, you can ride the curbs, but you have to keep at least one of the wheels on the white, red, and blue chicane. And just here, he overruns it, and that's what gives him that slowdown there. So unlucky for Sam Blees there, but he is still within a second of Freddie Van Eekhoven, so he might look as well. Oh no, we're going to the finish just there. I don't think he's going to be able to make anything here, but Wobbly gets the win with Stephen Walker in second place. Fantastic camera work there, Sam. Thank you very much for that one. Spared my blushes as Pete Newman going to be taking that third place, and Jamie Jeffrey with a fantastic fourth place. Freddie Van Eekhoven getting the win for the Pro-Am. Sam Blees finishing in sixth place. And we've got this battle as Jaden Scotton gets that second place for the Pro-Ams. And look at that. Jaden Scotton, Ewan Lackinen, Mr. Goulet, and Tony Walker round up the rest of that top 10. Daniel Lewis getting the wins in AMS. Dietmar 12th, and a fantastic recovery drive from Rene, getting himself up to 13th place. PVG overtaking JB DJ to round up the rest of that reverse grid top 15. Paul Hurley's going to get second place in AMS. Jamie Wilson 17th, and both Goebbels 18th and 19th as we watch the rest of competitors make their way around, keeping it nice and safe for the final corners. There's nothing worse than making a mistake with no pressure around you, and everyone gets through there really nicely. I do really like Dale's livery this week. That looks hot.
That Spyro livery is, I think it's been like that for a few seasons now, and it does look mint, honestly. I love the
that
wave
fire livery is fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the chat, Rene lightning pace, and Rene is so quick these days. Yeah, Rene did really well there to get himself in a really good position, actually. I'm very impressed with Rene's comeback drive just there. Really good one for Jamie as well. Just misses out on that top 15 as we go through the classifications. For heat number 1, Wobbly getting that win for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing with teammate Stephen Walker in second place. Pete Newman makes up the rest of that first heat podium in third place, picking up some points for Result X Pure Sims. Then we've got Jamie Jeffrey picking up and taking the chances when Sam made that slight mistake with the slowdown there, get himself the 4th place. Freddie Van Eekhoven winning the Pro-Ams, a fantastic drive from Freddie, nice and controlled towards the end, with Sam Blees ending up in 6th place. Then we have this quartet of Pro-Ams with Jaden Scotland getting 7th, Jura Lackinen in 8th, which is 2nd and 3rd in Pro-Ams. Salvatore Grelli with a little bit of drama early in the race with Michael Hall, still ends up sticking it out and getting into that top 10 with Tony Walker rounding up said top 10. Then in 11th place, we've got our winner of the AMS, Daniel Lewis, adds that one to the many wins he's already had this season, with Dietmar in 12th place for Cutting Corner TCR. And Cutting Corner TCR team, you can rejoice as Rene, after that early mistake, like I said earlier, fantastic drive back, getting himself into that 13th place in a fantastic position on the 2nd row for the 2nd race tonight once that reverse grid takes effect. PVG and JP rounding up the rest of that reverse grid 15, and Paul Hurley in 16th, taking the 2nd place in AMS. Jamie Wilson, another good comeback, not quite into the reverse grid, but he'll be happy just sitting just outside it after that recovery for Team Chimera. Then we've got Silas Gobel in 18th place for VTS Esports, followed by Stefan Gobel, also for VTS Esports in 19th place. The rest of that top 20 is headed by David Ayres in the Safeguard by Result Clothing. Then we've got Chris Dixon, Chesney Brook, and Andrew Listler all having their own little battles through that race, which is fantastic to watch and see on the mini map as that was going through. And then the cars, which unfortunately involved in some sort of incidents or having to pit for various reasons. Demis in 24th, Dale Bennison in 25th, and then after their crashes and bumps earlier, Derek Calver and Michael Bull. In fact, I'm so shocked that Demis has managed to get out so quick there, because that was I honestly would have thought that he'd be in the St. John's ambulance right now and on his way to the nearest medical center, because that was a nasty crash on that final chicane there. Not many would walk out
even in
after
virtual
that.
words, that could really hurt you if you've got some kind of strong wheel in your hands. I'm pretty sure the shock would have been through his hands and would have been really, really hard to get over. I'm just wondering if my road is gonna try this speed entry. No, it's not. I was hoping someone would try it so I can actually see it in action. But as you said, it really does look really narrow. So it's gonna be interesting for race 2. Do you have any idea on the pit window on this one?
I couldn't really give it any sort of estimation, to be honest. With the laps so short, it's going to be hard to predict exactly how much fuel you're going to put in for like a lap too much, a lap less, very short laps, and with the speed that both the geodesic cars were going, like some absolutely rapid laps from Wobbly and Stephen in that first race. It's you kind of don't want to be in too much of a group here either. So I feel rather than the actual pace of the cars, it's going to be more, if you see battles going on in front of you and you see people going too wide, you'll want to possibly pit a little bit earlier to avoid that. Going too wide around this circuit, it has so much potential to slow down so many people behind you. Just have a quick look into the chat. Marius, good result for Jaden. Fantastic result for Jaden. Yeah, he'll be happy with that one. It is our first pit entry exit practice, and you don't get a lot of time at all. We've got a few pit boxes right at the beginning of there as well, so that's going to be absolutely terrifying for some people if they end up pitting at the same time. Also in the chat, PBG, he's on fire.
Oh boy.
I'll get singing lessons.
Yeah,
I promise.
no, we're gonna try to avoid that, I think.
Great start from Alan Toon as well, absolutely. And Nicola, good to see you this evening. I hope you are doing well, having a fantastic Wednesday evening. Nice to have a dry track this week. I'll be honest, I was really hoping it would rain this week, because just like Donington, Thruxton is amazing to drive around in the rain. But I mean, the drivers will probably disagree with me on that one, and just like yourself, Nicola, will be absolutely praising the sun god as he has decided to shine his rays on today's race. All right, still in our warm-up phase at the moment, a minute and a half to go until race 2. Do you, Sam, have any early predictions, we got JB DJ, Peter Van Gogh, Rene, and Dietmar as your top 4. Biggest name in that one probably be the pro driver Rene. He'll surely be looking to get in front of JB and PVG as soon as possible and try and stretch out that lead, similar to how many other pro drivers who have fallen on the first race to recover for the second race have taken it.
I can see him trying to go for the move directly for the first chicane and try to be ahead of JB and Pete just after the first chicane and try to get away from everybody prior to the stop, get clean air, try to put as much distance as possible between him and the following cars. So
Yes.
This way, I think it's what René is looking for, probably a good drive at the start of the race and pull away from everybody. And actually be able to put his car on the first step of the podium, but not trying to jinx him. I'm not going to talk more about that.
Yep. As we go through all the starting positions now, remember we've got a reverse 15 at the moment, so we actually start today. We'll start this race with JB DJ in first place, Peter Van Gogh in second, like I said, Rene and Dietmar in third and fourth. Those who finished first in the first race are going to be starting the back of that 15th. So 15th place, we've got Wobbly with Stephen Walker, Pete Newman, Jamie Jeffrey and Freddie Van Eekhoven in front of them. We go towards the back, and it's going to be quite a tall task for Derek and Michael to pick up some places here. Same with Demis as well, as we go with the lights on. 5 red, and it's lights out, and away we go.
And we're missing PVG on the grid.
Yeah, I was just going to say PVG has actually lost connection, so that's one less person for Rene to worry about here. And JB is going to be absolutely loving the opportunity he now has. We go into the first chicane. We've got a couple of free wides just there. A few people backing out. It is a longer 40-minute race, and there's a spin, and I think it's one of the Geo cars. It is. Yes. Sam's been spun. Sam has been spun. He's back in the 26th at the moment. We'll see what happened with that in a second as we go through the rest of this grid. We've got the rest of the Geo Desic cars just here. Pete Newman getting past Jura. But Jura's going to be fight set on the outside. Can be a quicker line on the outside depending on who's in front of you. PVG at the moment with Jamie Jeffrey behind as well. Jamie Jeffrey getting past, and Jura going off track and nearly coming back on to give Stephen Walker a little love tap. Rene gets into the lead. JB Deshay, well off the corner here. I don't know what happened there. He is on the radio, but I can't decipher what he is saying at all. And wow, that's a big drop back just there. But Rene is in the lead. Daniel Lewis right behind, and I get to see how many people are going to start getting slowdowns here. And Salvatore has another slowdown here, just like in the first race. He did get a slowdown quite early as well. It's going to be interesting to see how Salvatore takes this, because he's still racing normally, so he's maybe looking to get past the chicanes here, or maybe use the chicanes to serve said slowdown. He has served it. Oh no, he's still got it.
Oh, when you got a slowdown on the first lap, it's really hard to get it done.
Yeah, he's still got it there, and I think he's holding a lot of people back here. Probably would have been better for Salvatore. Oh, a little bit of tap just there, and JB's just not having a good time at all. JB off the track again.
Yeah, you don't need to bury people on a racetrack, JB. Keep that for real life, you know.
I do feel he was in the lead, and when we saw him on the first lap in the grass, I don't know if there was any sort of contact with anybody else. I suppose we can go back and see that very shortly as we're watching the geodesic cars and then the back of the field slowly make their way through. JB not having the best of luck in the second race, it seems, at the moment. And again, another little tap just there, but gets himself through, and Jura with a slowdown just there, serving it, in my opinion, the correct way to serve that slowdown, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, at least you're not backing up everybody and you serve it in time.
Yeah, it's not something I usually do. Everyone takes the flags differently. Some will try and use it to advantage. Others will just want to not risk getting a black flag for not clearing it and try and take it as soon as possible. But like you said, getting on the first lap is an absolute nightmare situation. But here we go. Rene in the lead at the moment with Daniel Lewis in first place. Got Tony Walker first in Pro-Ams with Jane Scott right behind, and Freddie Van Eekhoven, the top 3 in Pro-Ams just there. And that could be a really tasty battle for Pro-Ams just there. And following them is an angry 4 pro drivers at the moment, being led in this group by Pete Newman, Jamie Jeffrey, Wobbly, and Stephen Walker.
I think that led past the 2 Pro-Am guys just before the chicane.
Yep, one of the safer places to do it. Well, the worst place to do it would be during the chicane, but
well,
no, good.
Depends how you do it. If you go straight into the chicane and into the really soft tires.
Well, Demis has already proved and exposed us at BSTV for using the cheap barricades this week for those tires, so maybe not this time, but we have seen from Daniel Lewis before he is extremely smart with how and where he chooses his battles. But Tony Walker, James Scott, and Freddie Van Eekhoven with a Daniel Lewis in between them fighting for that top 3 in the Pro-Ams. And look at this fantastic driving here from JB, looking to take the outside of Silas. Does have David Ayres right behind as well, and sometimes during these corners you have to really tuck in and be prepared to battle and drive in a pack for prolonged amounts of time. And a good pass from Paul Hurley there on Chris Dixon. I feel every time you go over to that last chicane, we're just waiting for somebody to get a slowdown. It's going too wide into this last bit here, and this could cause some problems. It's backed up, a bit of a concertina. Got to pick your spots in that traffic very carefully, and everyone seems to have got there pretty well. We're about to go 3 wide into turn 1. How brave do you feel, lads? And, and look at that, absolutely brilliant driving from all 3. They knew exactly when to stick their cars on the line, when to back out. Derek has come out in front of that little battle, but they're all still driving, and that's what they'll be mainly focusing on as we're focusing on this backfield battle at the moment. But this does contain kernels of AM drivers, all vying for positions and also vying for a position. Tony Walker, Jane Scott on that past camera. Demis, after miraculously surviving that crash with the concrete fake tyres, is looking to peep himself into that 15th place. And look at this, side by side through Church, and it is possible, it is doable. But if you go side by side into Church, everyone behind you, as we can see here, Sam, is just getting an absolutely massive advantage. Wow, 2 sets of 2 into this corner. This surely is not going to end well at all. But look at that. I think that might be a slowdown there for Paul. It's not. No, Paul got it.
That must have been right on the line.
It's sometimes literally all it takes is just having one tyre on that coloured curb, and that's enough. It's really unique how they sort out the off tracks for Thruxton.
Which I think is the way it should be done all the time.
Yeah.
Well, at least in my view of racing, probably not all people will agree with it, especially in the US, but they race everywhere where there's black stuff, even if it's 5 miles out of the track. But it feels the right way to police the off tracks, at least on iRacing. And we had that discussion, funnily enough, during the VL broadcast. People watching, if you want to read a little bit about what we said about that, go watch it. It was from Saturday. But to make it short, we were just talking about how iRacing plays it and where they place the car and the sensor in the cars. I think this is really an amazing way to police it, and that makes the drivers be able to take that chicane, really cutting it and extracting the most out of it and opening the most out of the cars. I'm still
Yes.
waiting to go watch what happened to Sam Blees at the start and then JB and stuff, but there's so many
This
battles all over
battle,
the place. I don't want to
this
switch away
battle is
from this.
fantastic. This is brilliant racing. I was gonna let you finish and literally talk about this, but you've already started to. But yeah, it's this is the beauty of Thruxton. I mean, if you look behind them in the group behind them with Jamie Wilson and Dietmar and stuff, like they've got their own little battles there as well. It's absolutely fantastic fighting through there. And then we go even further back and it's another group of 4 or 5 people and they're all matching each other, all taking different lines, trying to they're almost all sort of playing automobile chess with each other right now. They're seeing who wants to make the mistake, who can set themselves up for the next corner. And it's absolutely fantastic, entertaining watching. Just here as PVG. Oh, Jamie Wilson nearly getting into the back panel of Freddie Cohen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jamie Jeffrey. There's too many Jamies.
Yeah,
it's Jamie versus Jamie.
It's the unicorns. Too many P's, too many Jamies. Yeah. Too
Yeah,
many Sams,
unicorn in the air. That's and a skid just there. Look at that. Wow. JB with an absolute... So someone in that group of 4 there got a slowdown. And it wasn't JB.
No way.
JB with an absolutely fantastic power slide just there.
Yeah, I think JB is trying to remember how to drive a V8, but it's not the right car, JB. Come back.
Yeah, it's actually... it was Paul Hurley who had the slowdown there, but I think we were all absolutely mesmerised by JB showing us why Colin McRae Rally 2 is one of the greatest rally games of all time.
Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't played many after that one, so
I owned the one, and I felt like it was great. My uncle owned the 2, and I almost never played it, so I don't know. But it felt like the old one way better, but it's hard to tell because I've tried to play it again, and the graphics look so bad. I can't.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Jamie Jeffrey at the moment behind Pete Newman as we are watching from far back. Derek versus JB. Derek versus JB 2, the movie, The Reckoning. This battle for Pro-Am at the moment between Tony Walker and Jaden Scotton. And Jaden, Tony, 2 people I've raced with in officials, various leagues as well. 2 very quick drivers. Tony with fantastic defense. Oh, for a bit of a lawnmower in there as well. Tony, fantastic racecraft versus Jaden, who learns quickly. It's like it's like watching Predator. You know, just Jaden's always learning new tricks. He's the Predator here, and we're gonna say Tony Walker's Arnold Schwarzenegger here. So yeah, it's absolute Hollywood blockbuster fighting here at BSTV every Wednesday. Oh, and Freddie Van Eekhoven having to take a slightly different route through there. Slowdown has resulted from that one, but because he was already going to slow out that corner, he's already served most of it. He has Stephen Walker right behind, and we were going to be showing you like instance from the first lap, but there's just so much passing going on, so many battles, and Freddie Van Eekhoven losing a place to Salvatore Grelli, and Freddie actually letting him have that as well. I think we might as well just get it over and done with now. If we get the Sam Blees incident up as soon as, because we're not going to really have much else to much of a time. But oh, and there is just a little bits of tapping just there, and Sam, as well as everybody else, slowing down as well, trying to avoid the turn. I think that was Paul Hurley getting turned there earlier, and fortunately in first chicane you're carrying so much speed into it. You're constantly looking around everywhere, and you do get that Constantino effect there. But I feel Sam's going to be still very frustrated. And Rene coming out of Churches to take the lead against JB. Very close from Rene there. Like you've got to time your exit from church so carefully to make sure that you don't end up doing that to the person in front. JB doing very well to keep that car going straight there. And there are the two main talking points from earlier. We've got another one as well.
As we were
Rene.
watching what happened on the first lap, that's Rene serving most likely a slowdown or something.
Oh yeah! Oh, wow! How did Rene get away with that?
Yeah, he got lucky on that one, I think. That was something.
Wow!
And at the same time, we had a pass for position for the second place. So obviously they waited for us to actually go the replay. So now we're gonna be on constant replay for the next 10 minutes.
Yep, and Jaden, wow, look at that! Just he kept it. He almost played a game of chicken with Tony just there. Yeah, that was absolutely brilliantly done. Jaden takes the lead of the Pro-Am class there. Brilliant overtake. Yeah, just daring Tony to compromise his entry into the final chicane. Jaden carries on going, and he brakes hard and he brakes true, and now currently leads. I think that's the first time I've seen Jaden lead in the Pro-Ams this season. He has always been up there. Yep, second overall as well. Does have Pete Newman, Jamie Jeffrey, and Wobbly all within striking distance of Tony Walker, though. So Jaden's got to try and get a bit of a gap between him and Tony so that the pros can help Jaden get more of a lead versus Tony. We're currently watching JB versus Mr. Crowther, and two fantastic races, very consistent. Derek actually, I think he's in the top 3 at the moment on the Sir Alan Safe Driver Award at the moment, so it's amazing seeing how quick Derek can get whilst keeping it safe as well. And coming up to that final chicane, still got the rest of these pros battling it out, duking out for that second place. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody jump into the pit. Oh, actually, saying that, I've seen Sam jump into the pits. That might have just been to repair some damage. Don't know if he'll have enough fuel to...
Just a few laps ago.
Just a few laps? Okay.
Like a normal pit stop with 9 seconds of fuel.
So lap 13, we've got we are 16 minutes into the race. Now might be a good time for some to throw themselves into the pits if they can get 30 litres into the car. I know the officials have been running about 37, 38 litres and they're half an hour long. So 25 minutes, you might start seeing a couple of people coming in a little bit early now to get their first pit stops.
Well, especially if you're in a battle, you want to get a clean air, I suppose. Even in this car, although the flow has some effect, but not fighting someone, you're gonna get an advantage out of it if you can have a few laps in clean air and make some good times, not making mistakes. You might jump ahead of the whole group like Wobbly would, which is at the back of the whole group here for fighting for P2. If you pit now and get like 5, 6 laps.
There we go. As soon as you said that,
Newman is in the pits. They might jump the Pro-Am guys that are probably slowing them down just a little bit, just a few tenths a lap, but that might be enough to jump everybody. And Pete Newman is already out. What the?
Oh, okay. I wonder if Pete Newman had a penalty though. I've seen Dietmar has a slowdown, and Stefan Gabel actually has a black flag.
Oh, the off-track, maybe.
Not the same slowdown off-track flag as what Dietmar had there. So, Cameron Stephen, we'll see what is up to at the moment. It looks like he's still racing normally. It's not a meatball flag either. So, yeah.
Stefan.
Interesting to see.
You mean Stefan, right?
Yeah, I mean, car looks normal, so it's definitely not a meatball just there.
But that looks like.
I'm not sure, to be honest, Sam.
No, that is.
I'm very confused.
That is a black flag for 15 incident reached.
Wow. And you know what? The 4 hours of Thruxton this weekend, guess how many instant points iRacing have given you before you get a penalty in the 4 hour
Well, you
special
said
event
it was
here
not
this
a lot,
weekend?
so I would say 17.
Not quite that low.
No,
That
quite
over
that
4
low.
hours
Well,
would be hell, but it's 20.
yeah,
At the moment,
I
we're
would
waiting
have gone
for.
for 25, but I mean 17, 20. It's not a lot anyway. And jeez, yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, we're getting a few more jump into the pits now. Pete Newman back in the pits. Jamie Wilson as well. Seven Gobel and David Ayres entering and exiting the pit lane.
So Wobbly's beating as well.
Yeah, Wobbly, you're currently your highest placed car who has made a pit stop so far. It's probably like what I said earlier. When you start seeing a lot of cars close in front of you, you feel you're not making any progress because they're constantly fighting. I could definitely see Jamie Jeffrey pitting this lap.
Well, he
And
needs to
most
cover
likely
up for
Stephen
what
Walker as
Wobbly
well.
just did, and when you're in the pits. So yes, I would say now is the time.
Yeah, especially when you got two pro-ams in front of you. They're not going to give you an inch at all. And there we go, Jamie Jeffrey, you just in and nearly clips that tyre. Is he going to reversal? And Jamie Jeffrey misses his pit box as well. Oh
That's
no!
a terrible pit stop, though.
Yeah, the pit boxes here are absolutely brutal sometimes. Just one of the reasons really, if any of you are thinking about racing this league or anybody who's not racing tonight, you need to practice those pit stops because you never know where those pit boxes are going to appear. Right, some of them, like you've just seen there, can be just give you absolutely no time to think about it whatsoever. Kind of hoping for the 4 hour that my pit box isn't that early because I'm definitely not going to be filling my tank up to the full with how quick the tires wear down here. After 30 minutes, your fronts go down to about 70% after half an hour, which is extraordinary for a touring car. At the moment, Jane Scott actually leading the whole field at the moment, so that's Rene who's gone in as well. Rene all the way back in 23rd.
He just posted a message on YouTube. iRacing just closed.
Oh.
So
No.
that is the connection issue for Rene, which that's terrible because he was actually in the lead.
Rene. And Cutting Corny TV fans gonna be absolutely gutted for you, Rene. Well, we're gutted for you. Jeez.
Yeah, that's
Rene,
the
I'm so
worst thing
sorry
that
to
can
hear that.
happen. Even to people I don't like, I don't wish they get that. So nice people, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to everybody on iRacing, sadly. If it has not happened to you yet, expect it to happen to you at some point because it's sadly what happens when you race online. Sometimes the internet gods don't let you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Wobbly will be absolutely, unfortunately, and evilly loving that news that he's probably just heard and seen in his messages. Wobbly currently the top car who has thrown themselves into the pits, and Wobbly is actually leading the pros as well. So that's every single pro driver. Just having a quick look through my list, and it is every single pro driver has pit so far. So Wobbly 1.1 seconds ahead of Stephen Walker. Jamie Jeffrey in third place in pros at the moment. This is should be in the bag for Wobbly. Might even be using Dennis in front for a bit of fuel saving just to make sure he has enough to get to the end.
Because he did the fastest pit stop of all with half a second less than the next car in line, which is Jamie Jeffrey on the pit stop time. I mean, so hopefully he's got enough fuel to go to the end.
Yeah, or maybe under fuel just to get out a little bit, just to top up the rest of the tank. Perhaps, maybe that as well. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. As Salvatore did have another slowdown just there, nearly going. Him and Freddie Van Eekhoven both hitting side to side, both keeping the cars going. The good thing about TCRs, if you feel like the car's going to spin out, all you have to do is just press down on the throttle a little bit. With all the power going to the front wheels, it's 9 out of 10 times it works out great for you, and you can carry on racing. Neither of these two pitting yet at the moment. We did see Freddie Van Eekhoven have a slow travel around the final chicane, which did aid to him losing a couple of positions. We've got a few of the last stragglers getting some pits in. That's Jaden in. Jaden with a more forgiving pit box there than Jamie Jeffrey earlier.
It's gonna be interesting to see where he exits compared to Wobbly, which is already in the last chicane.
Yeah, probably see Demis going into the pits, no? Yeah, that's going to be Wobbly safely in the lead there, getting a few laps of clean airs. Definitely go help him out. And this is actually really, you know what, this is a fantastic place for Jaden Scott at the moment. Like, Tony Walker at the moment, nice clean air in front, but if Freddie Van Eekhoven and Mr. Goulet as well catch up, and they end up getting into a bit of a battle here, that's only going to throw spanners in the works. But at the moment, clean air for Tony. He doesn't have anyone battling with him. He can get some clean laps in, and I'm very interested to see where Jaden ends up. Jaden's a 2.1 behind Stephen Walker at the moment. If Jaden can somehow get a bit closer and get some slipstream here, that's going to be a massive advantage.
It's going to be a massive advantage, but he was over a second ahead of Sonny Walker when he pitted. So he's got some advantage on Tony, and he's got nobody around him about the fast Stephen Walker in front of him. And Demis, but Demis needs to pit still. We'll see if that doesn't compromise maybe a little bit Jaden here.
Yeah, there we go. Just perfect timing there. Do you feel if Demis kept on to that line there, then that would have been absolutely disastrous for Jaden. Yeah, unfortunately, Felicia, yeah, Rene disconnecting, which I'm good for you, Rene, if you're still watching along, my friend. That was so unlucky, and hopefully next week for the Enduro, much better luck comes your way. Absolutely fantastic qualifying session for yourself. Just races marred with a little bit of bad luck, unfortunately. But hopefully with some of that bad luck, it means for the final race of the season, you get a massive, nice, juicy slab of good luck.
Well, and this can be also Rene's drop score. One of the 2 drop weeks he gets from the series. I don't know if Rene's participated in everything, but if he's done all the races, that's going to be probably one of the 2 drop scores he gets from the league.
Yeah, absolutely true. So if Rene's had good drop weeks, then tonight won't hurt as bad. Oh, and a very interesting line there from Wobbly there. A bit of a slight slide.
That was a bit wobbly.
Well, yeah, actually, you know what?
Yep.
I'm absolutely disgusted that I didn't get that one first time. Jaden Scott at the moment. Thank you. Jaden Scott has ended up ahead of Tony Walker after Tony Walker's pit stop, and now we've just got to watch out for Freddie Van Eekhoven right now. Freddie at the moment is surely going to be pitting next lap. We've got Freddie, we've got Chesney as well by the looks of it, and then finally we've got Chris Dixon as well. The last 3 cars that haven't jumped into the pits just yet. So this is looking fantastic for Jaden, if I do say so myself. Running a very strong 4th overall. Just waiting for Freddie Van Eekhoven to get himself into the pits. On board with him now, and it looks like he's taking that very slow. He is, to get himself a bit of a better run into the pits. And he nails his pit box just... I think he's actually got the same pit box as Jamie Jeffrey did there. So Freddie, a lot coming, and that's Jaden.
It's hard to tell, but this pit lane is really, really bad. At least for that, the first few pit stops in the lane are quite hard to get to, apparently. So yeah, good job from Freddie to hit that. He's behind Tony Walker, so
yes,
basically where he was before the run of pit stop.
Yeah, Tony Walker, after, I think that's every single pit stop now. That's Chesney into the pits. Just waiting to see if Chris Dixon does the same thing as well. He is, and that's everybody going into the pits now. So as you see, everything up to 16th place is how it is after everyone's made their pit stop. So at the moment, let's run through the order at the moment. In first place, leading the whole way at the moment, up 14 places from the reverse grid, is wobbly at the moment with Steven Walker's teammates within a second, keeping within the draft. Second place, up 12 places. Then we have I think first time this season leader in Pro-Ams in the Pro-Ams section of the race for Jaden Scotland. It's his to lose now, but we do have 12 hard minutes left. It's a track where it feels like you're just constantly turning right and you get no breaks from it apart from a couple of chicanes. So by the end of the 40 minutes, I can see some very, very sore arms. We then have Jamie Jeffrey in 4th place, currently rounding up the rest of the podium places in pros. Behind Jamie Jeffrey, we have 2nd place in pro-ams, Tony Walker. He is getting chased by a very chasey Freddie Van Eekhoven, who is up 5 places from the reverse grid. One better than him, up 6 places, is Pete Newman, who is rounding up the rest of the second to last running pros at the moment, 7th place. He'll be possibly looking at getting a couple more places under his belt if he can get into a rhythm. His teammate Michael Haldo, 4th place in the Pro-Ams, up 19th places. Michael is your biggest climber so far this race. After a disastrous first race, he's definitely making up for it now. 19 places is absolutely fantastic work, but he does have a battle on his hands at the moment behind him with Jura at down 1 place from the reverse grid, but is keeping to the back of Michael Hall and is going to absolutely run him to his limits until the end. 10th place, Jamie Wilson at the moment after a nice recovery on that first race. Is doing exactly the same thing here, working his way up the grid. The highest of the Audi runners at the moment as well. Audi's probably struggling this week with the bouncy curves, but Jamie Wilson and this man here, the leader of the AMS, Daniel Lewis, making it look slightly easier than you'd think. Down 6 places from the start, but he is comfortably in the lead of the AMS, which is all that's all matter to him as he serves his slowdown. Salvatore Greali at the moment, 12th place. Is every time I see Salvatore at the moment, he seems to be recovering from or about to get a slowdown. So he'll be hoping that the final 10 minutes of this race he can keep it nice and clean and not give any chance for the man behind him, Dietmar, who's the lead car at the moment for the Cutting Horny TCR team after the heartbreaking exit by Rene due to computer faults. 13th place at the moment for Dietmar though, so he'll be pretty content with that one. As Jaden Scotton currently got Jamie Jeffrey right behind him. If I was Jaden, I would probably consider letting Jamie through and perhaps using his slipstream to keep going, because if Jamie pushes Jaden too hard here, Tony and Frederick, Sam, they're both just going to end up catching up and well, who knows what would happen. We've seen so many fantastic battles already, but I'm pretty sure, Sam, that Jaden does not want any more.
I think, yeah, letting Jamie, which seems to be a little bit faster than Jaden, letting him through, trying to follow him as much as he can, and not trying to push too much defending, because a slowdown in the chicane would completely compromise his first place in the standings for the Pro-Ams, as Jamie's trying to look on the outside and on the inside. Yep, Jaden's having none of it.
Yeah, if I was Jaden, a couple of corners back, I would have just taken one of those corners slightly wide, because still got a good strong line out of there, but Jamie could have gone past and you could have just slotted in behind him and used that slipstream. I'm just worried. I'm looking at these lap times at the moment. I'm going to see what they got for the last lap. Let's have a look. James Scott about to cross the line, and he is going to be getting a 1 minute 17:04, and Tony Walker with a 1 minute 16.78. So nearly 3/10 Tony gained last lap. If I was Jaden, I I would probably be letting the faster car through and use his slipstream, because this could decide Jaden's race if he continues to fight it.
It would be a shame to lose the first spot in the pro-ams because you overstep your bounds fighting another category guy. But at the same time, you can see why he wants to fight. It's still more points in the overall, which means more points ahead of the following cars in his class. And he has the right to fight it if he wants to. It makes it understanding for us. But as you said, if I was him, I would definitely let Jamie through and try to follow him as much as I can. Use the slipstream to gain an advantage out of it, and try to pull away from Tony Walker and Frederick.
I tell you what is working for Jaden's right now. If we go to Tony Walker and Freddie Van Eekhoven behind, and then behind Freddie Van Eekhoven, there is a very close battle going on behind these two right now, and that's actually going to, if some moves get made here, that's going to absolutely work towards Jaden's advantage here.
Definitely.
Pete Newman.
The gap just Alpha Lap ago was 2.2 and 2.6 between Jamie Jeffrey and Tony Walker. So it's interesting to see that the battles really does affect your pace. Jaden was losing some time battling with Jamie, but now the guys behind are also losing time and probably even more. So maybe he did the right choice to keep fighting this. We'll see at the end of the race, but I really hope he's not rewriting that in 8 minutes time. So it's 6 minutes now. Geez, time flies by. 5 minutes, boy.
Yeah, only 5 minutes left. It's the beauty of some of these good battles. They really make you forget how long the race is. It probably feels a lot longer for the drivers on the track than it does for us in this commentary booth in a undisclosed location. But you've also got Pete Newman in the back of that three there, probably thinking if Jamie Jeffrey's going to get held up by Jaden, maybe he'll want to try and push these two in front to try and get a move on or try and overtake him himself. I mean, 5 minutes, that's about 3-4 laps, depending on when Wobbly crosses the line. Might not be enough time here, but we're on board with Jamie Jeffrey now, and this is a bit of a problem for Jamie, because
we can see he's faster, but he's not enough faster to actually pull a move.
We saw what happened on lap 1, where Rene was quicker than JB de Jay, especially through this bit here, and because he was a bit quicker, mistakes happened, and Freddie and Pete Newman, both going off the track there for a second. I think they're both overdoing it on that corner. I think Pete Newman's going to actually have a go here. And Freddie slams the door there, but they keep it through. Tony Walker taking that first chicane really wide there. Let's get back to that battle there, because I have a feeling that Tony Walker had a horrible exit out of that corner. And that's Jamie Jeffrey going for a move on Jaden Scotton as well. Behind, Tony Walker keeps his place, but here is the chance. If Jamie Jeffrey's going to get it done, he needs to get it done here. They're going to carry on going side by side. And bear in mind, Tony Walker is currently 2.3 seconds behind. And this is how much going too wide takes off. As great pass from Jamie Jeffrey there. Fantastic stuff. And now Tony Walker is within 2 seconds of Jaden Scott. And that battle there, it only took one chicane, but it was enough to take 3-4 tenths off of you. And
he's still fighting it. He wants to play back.
Having a bit of the Jamie Jeffrey cherry there. That sounds wrong. I'll need to rephrase that. Jamie Scott having a go at Jamie and didn't quite get there. There we go. That's a bit more PG. Dirty-minded folks would have latched onto that as if it was no tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely, Pete. I agree. Magnificent pass by Jamie Jeffrey, gets himself into third place overall, and all Jaden Scott has to do now is just keep up with Jamie. He's got Tony Walker 1.8 seconds behind. Tony's been struggling with that final chicane. He does there again. 2 seconds behind now. An interesting line just here, and I think Yura has a slowdown.
Close.
Yeah, no, Yura has a slowdown. He had a slowdown. Literally must have been a tire width. Now, if I was Jamie, if I was Jaden even. I'm just having a quick look behind, and Tony's catching. I think Tony's gonna start smelling blood here. 1.8 seconds behind.
2 minutes left.
Yep, so we're going to have him looking where Wobbly is on track. We could still have another 2 laps left. It's currently Wobbly Kneecaps in the lead, 7/10 in front of Stephen Walker, Jamie Jeffrey in third, Jane Scott in fourth. Then we've got Tony Walker, Pete Newman, rounding up the rest of that top 6, followed by third place in the Pro-Ams, Freddie Van Eekhoven in 7th. Then we have Michael Hall, Jure Lagnan, and Jamie Wilson rounding up the rest of that top 10. Notable mention goes to Daniel Lewis, 11th place at the moment, first place in the AMS.
Battle for the lead. I think Wobbly just got a slowdown.
Wow. Wobbly and Stephen both have a slowdown. Oh, there we go. Wobbly's served his. It's now up to Stephen. And they both literally had a slowdown at the same time now. I don't know if if there was any sort of... I'm not seeing anything on my events happening just there, so I'll just assume they both just had a really bad last part of that chicane at the exact same time. Jane Scotland still having a look past Jamie Jeffrey, but Pete Newman half a second behind Tony Walker at the moment. Pete Newman managing to get that pass done versus Freddie Van Eekhoven in the end. That still keeps Freddie Van Eekhoven, even though he loses a place to Pete Newman, still keeps him in third place in the Pro-Ams, but he'll probably want to be trying to keep close to this battle in front to pick up any pieces if any parts of the jigsaw are thrown on the floor.
So it's going to be interesting to see if this is the last lap or not. I think it's going to be the last lap with that slowdown. Without the slowdown, it might have
this is going to be the finish. This is going to be the finish right here. And we're going to that final chicane. Is anybody going to get a slowdown here? Oh, and Wobbly keeps it clean. Same as Stephen Walker, and Wobbly gets the race win. With Stephen Walker in second. We're just watching here, and back markers there slowing down a little bit, but relatively clean finishes. Stephen Walker getting that second place. James Jeffrey in third, and getting a win in the Pro-Ams is Jaden Scott. And fantastic result for Jaden. Pete Newman round up the rest of that overall top 5. Tony Walker and Freddie Van Eekhoven also getting onto the podium places for Pro-Ams. Massive congratulations to Wobbly. Massive congratulations to Jane Scotland, as Daniel Lewis also gets a win for his category as well in 11th.
There's some battle going on further back with David and Paul just in front of him. Battle for a spot on the podium for the AM drivers.
It is. And it's going to be close to go side by side. And I think David's going to look to have a better exit through here. Look at that Audi just pogoing across. And David has a slowdown. They will need to serve towards the end. I don't know if he realizes he has it. David crosses the line with the slowdown there.
Oh, yeah, that might cost him a lot.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at... Got Chesney just there, who's not too far behind. Chesney's, I think Chesney's actually doing another lap. It's not showing him as actually finishing on my screen. Oh,
yeah, I think.
Has Chesney realised that?
I think
David Ayres has a penalty.
He did not cross the line after the leaders, and is he gonna try to reverse it?
Yeah. I don't think Chesney has realised that David in front of him had a slowdown penalty. I don't think Chesney actually gains a place like he was originally going to. Once David's penalty comes into effect, bear in mind David's showing us 18th now, but he didn't clear his slowdown before the line, so he will get a time penalty at the end. No, a second! Boy, let's run this from
he will buy his nails for that one. That is. Oh man.
Oh no! Right, we will come to that in a second. But let's go over. I can't believe I've just witnessed that. Right, so the feature results of the race: a very controlled win for Hydro Race Geodesic, Wobbly Kneecaps, and Stephen Walker occupying those top 2 spots. Jamie Jeffrey rounding up the top 3 in the overall race standings and for the pros as well. In third for coupes and convertibles racing. Then a massive congratulations to Jaden Scotton for I'm pretty sure it's the first time this season Pro-Am win for Jaden, and hopefully the first of many in there for Flatline Racing. Then we've got Pete Newman, fourth place in Pros for Result X Pure Sims Esports. Tony Walker in sixth for for Result Clothing iRacing team. Then for Hydro Race Racing Forces, they've had a Hydro Race had in for both their teams really, really good races here tonight. Freddie Van Eekhoven getting the 7th place. Michael Hardy of a Result Pure Sims Esports driver in 8th. Jure Lackinen Hydro Race in 9th, and Jamie Wilson for Team Crimea in 10th. Winning the AMS, Daniel Lewis for Blade Designs SRL, only 25 seconds behind the leader, so that's an absolutely fantastic job for first place in the AMS. And Salvatore Grelli in 12th place in TRP. Heartbreaking retirement for Rene meant that Dietmar had to step up, and step up they did. A 13th place in the feature race for Cutting Corny TCR team, with Demis Chichlar Hydro Race. Again, there's so many Hydro Race people in here. It's fantastic to see. 14th place. JB DJ, after a really rough start and a rough second, third lap as well, got it all together and finishes 15th for BSTV Sports. Then we've got Silas Gabel for VTS in 16th. We're followed very closely by Paul Hurley in JAS. Derek Crowther, 18th place for Blade Design SRL. Then after the incident at the start, Sam couldn't really get the car back going again. Multiple pit stops. No, sorry, that was Pete with multiple pit stops. Sam with not able to get it back after that. A former champion finishes in 19th on this feature race. David Ayres behind with the Safeguard Result Clothing 20th. Should have been 20th is Chesney Van der Broek, who decided, not realizing that David had a penalty, spun his car around, reversed it over the line, and missed out going up a place by 1 second. I don't know if you're going to live that one down, Chesney. I will certainly remind you of it every couple of weeks. 22nd place is Stefan Gabel, VTS. You have a VTS car in 22nd, with Chris Dixon, Dale Benson, and Andrew Littler rounding up the rest of that top 25. Not finishing Rene Earhart after an absolutely gut-wrenching PC disconnection. And Pete Van Gool not even gridding, despite having a prime opportunity for a good finish by starting in second. Pete Van Gool, 27th for the feature race. Oh, that was action-packed, Sam, wasn't it?
Oh, that was an incredible race, honestly. Incredible both races. We've seen it all, I think. A lot of passes, a lot of battles, lots of everything. Sadly, a few disconnection, which probably will make it so for two people. But overall, it was an amazing night of racing. I had a lot of fun, and I'm sure you went too, and you did a really great job leading the commentary today.
Oh, thank you. I tell you what, I am. Even though the races are done, I am still so nervous right now. Like physically shaking. Let me have another sip of Iron Brew. We're not sponsored by Iron Brew, but if Iron Brew or bars are listening, they want to send us all a couple of cans, then be my guest. Let me just have a quick sip.
I absolutely don't know what that is, but I suppose it's some beer or something.
No, non-alcoholic, but
Oh.
it will change your life forever and is a fantastic hangover cure.
Okay.
If you drink, of course.
I'm on my third whiskey right now, so yeah.
Third whiskey. Oh, lovely, jubbly. Right, shall we just get it over and done with the first interview?
Let's go and
there we
start
go.
with Welding.
You read my mind, and we're very happy to introduce as our first interview of the evening a pole position.
I mean, wait. You want to introduce me as a pole position? You want to say best driver of the night instantly? If I don't get the fucking vote, I can curse because Peter's not here. And no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're not kidding, but it's okay. We still
no. I know why Peter's not here, so I'm kidding about that part.
No, so pole position, race 1 win, race 2 win as well. Did you feel under pressure at any point during tonight? Because let's be honest, if we looked at this on paper, it looked like you absolutely aced it and you didn't even break a sweat. Is that how it was?
Yeah. Well, yes. At least the first.
Okay, interview over.
The first race, I knew I had the pace for pole, and I was on a better lap, but then I had an off track, and I realized that Pete was doing off tracks the whole time. So I figured that if he would do a lap, then it would have been a banker lap. And I think 10 minutes in, he still then had a lap. So I realized that time I did in the beginning and the first it was enough. And then the start of I got Steven behind me, and we were talking, and there were no orders or anything, but I had about 2 or 3 tenths in the back if I needed, and I was just trying to avoid all the X's and all the slowdowns. I got one. That's why I pushed like for 5 laps and then got Steven at 2.5. Figured that if I get the slowdown, I'm sure I have enough, and well, that was that. Super happy with that result. I mean, lead pole position, lead points, 2 X's only on the first race, so that was good. And then the second race, I was a bit scared. I was behind. I said I only one thing. It's like I want to finish as close to Pete Newman as I possibly can.
Yes.
Then I got behind Jamie Jeffrey and Pete, and I'll be honest, I thought about trying to overtake Jamie, but I mean Jamie is a fair driver, but he's a tad aggressive, and I didn't want to risk it. So I just sat there, thinking the whole time, I need to fuel save. And I kept fuel saving. And then at a certain point, I went in because Pete went in. I wanted, and we were looking at the track map to see where he came out, and he had clean air. So we figured if I got out, then I would probably get clean air as well. And then I did like 13 liters, which was not advisable. It was like you should have done in 15. And it was just saving. And then I came out of the pit, and there was no Pete. Where is he? And I don't know what went on, but what did he do? Because I haven't seen it.
So from it looked like to our broadcast, he went in for like a drive-through, and then a lap or 2 later, he then went in for fuel. I'll have to watch it back because I found it weird. It's not actually showing up as having a second pit stop.
Actually, I do think I have an idea of what happened looking at how tight the pit lane is and how bad the first pit stop are. The pit stop, I should say. I think he missed it and went forward and came after.
Yeah.
That might be it. Yeah.
We have seen some people backing up on their missed pit boxes. So yeah, it's not going to be very, very safe for those who are racing this weekend for the 4 hours of Thruxton. Which are you probably going to be partaking in the 4 hours of Thruxton?
Mate, I already found this hell because I'm just so scared to catch the slowdowns. I'm definitely not.
It's only 20 instant points for a penalty over 4 hours. You could do that.
Well, to be honest, I did 2x in an hour race. Oh, not around 40-minute race. I mean, that's not bad. So it's very doable, but you just have to be very wary and very mindful that you don't get the X on the exit of the castle. Is it? I think. Like the quick right-hander. Yeah. So anyway, no, I don't think we're gonna do it. So I came out. Pete wasn't there, and I told Steven pit now. So we end up together. It was pretty much with clean air there, but I underfueled and I had to save the whole time, and I gambled it, and I figured that when Frederick went in, the fuel calculator would change, and it luckily did, and it gave me about 0.2 over the line at the end. But even with that saving, I think I still, if I needed, I would have pulled out the extra space on Steven. So Steven was quick, but I think I was in control today.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very fair thing to say. Anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, you for keeping the interview short, because Pete just lets me ramble the whole time. I mean, that's really good.
I'm trying my best to push you out the door with this broom, but I can only do so much, not actually being there.
I mean, the trick is only ask 3 questions. That's what I do. Ask 3 questions and then cut them off, and then you just talk through them. Oh, anyway, so you and Sam for being here while Pete is on a small vacation. So obviously not Pete because fuck him. Steven for being there, Stephen, for being there on in the chat. Also for JB, we had a good conversation again before the race about life and other stuff. So that's really lovely. Sam was there. He didn't really had a good race, but it was lovely to have him back in chat. Tony had a good job as well. And this time I want to say Chris Dixon. And also, I mean, I've been fairly critical about the situation where some backmarkers did weird things. But tonight, Andrew, Chris, and Dale even exaggerated. He went completely off track, I think. But they did let us by in a really good spot. And if this is the way to do it, like this is the way to do it. And if you do it like this for the backmarkers, for us, for you, then we both get along because it saves you time, it saves us time. So anyway, just shout out for those guys because they were perfect tonight.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we shall see you next week for the last race of the season, Mid-Ohio. It's I love the track, and
amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So
let's do
one last
4 hours on that.
In your own time, but very best of luck for you for next week. Championship decider, possibly. We'll see after the drop weeks are added in and taken away. But best of luck next week, and we'll see you then.
I think I got it, mate. We got it. Pete needs to stop mossing up his pit stops.
Right.
I will just drop him because he's gonna start talking and talking. And I think it's not a true one because he was too kind to other people. There's no way it's wobbling.
Yeah, everyone, that's wobbly. Pole position, race winner for both of them as well. Absolutely controlled drive tonight. And surely favourite for next week, although I know a lot of the commentators for BSTV would not really want to admit that, to be honest. Shall we get our Pro-Am winner in tonight? I think we should get there he is, Mr. Jaden Scott. Massive congratulations. That is, to my knowledge, your first class win in BSTV, am I right?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty happy.
Yeah.
In general. I didn't actually know if I was battling for class win or not there at the end with Jamie.
No, Jamie's up in pro. So you're pretty safe with that one. We did wonder if you knew that or not, because you were battling quite intensely with a slowly trickling towards you Tony Walker. So we were praying, keeping non-biased, of course, that you were eventually going to let him pass cleanly if you did try to. But it happened eventually, and that's we're really happy for you getting your first and of hopefully many Pro-Am wins of the season.
Yeah, thanks. I really didn't expect it. It starts from P9.
Yeah, it was a absolutely fantastic jump up. There's if we go to race 1, started 7th overall, finished 7th overall. Looked like quite a lot of battling from where you were, constantly having different personalities around you while you were trying to catch up to Sam Blees towards the end. What was your mindset coming up to the end of that race as you were getting yourself prepared for race 2? Was you just thinking perhaps keeping it nice and clean for the next race, or did you really did you already sort of predict that you were in for a really good finish in the second race?
To be fair, I was in no man's land for a lot of race 1. Had a battle with Salvatore early on. Then he went off, and I think for the last 10 minutes I had 4-second gap ahead and 4 seconds behind. So I was kind of just an autopilot. I had no idea how race 2 would go. I just was happy to get a decent result.
Yeah, and to be fair, 7th overall in a grid like this is a fantastic result by itself. So on to race 2. Obviously, we've spoken about the end of it. During the middle of it, we saw it was a very few pockets of battles all around the track. The one that you were involved with was one we put quite a lot of camera time into. We saw it as mainly a battle between yourself and Tony with Mr. Freddie Van Eekhoven sort of like just drifting about there. How was you feeling as you were coming out the pits with how close Tony was getting. Did you think you were going to end up in front of him after that pit stop, or did you think you had a bit of a fight on your hands to try and claw your way back past him?
I mean, the exact moment I pitted, I saw Tony get held up by Andrew Littler. It was not Andrew's fault because he let me through and he just got caught in an awkward spot. But I
Yeah.
did see that, and I knew then that I should be able to come out ahead of Tony pretty comfortably, and thankfully I was able to.
Yeah, it got a little bit closer as as Jamie and yourself were starting to fight out. Luckily, Tony had his own battles behind you, but in the end, it all worked out great. Nobody punted anyone off the track or anything, but it was some fantastic racing, and I found a lot of people through today's race. It's just every time we went to any of those pockets of battles, there was always a pass attempt. There was always two wides going on, and it's fantastic for yourself and everybody else keeping it all absolutely clean there. But we only have one round left after tonight, and it's I trust we will see you next week for the Enduro at Mid Ohio.
Oh, okay. I've never driven Mid Ohio.
Never.
But
I
I
think
hadn't
you'll
driven
love it.
Thruxton until now, and Thruxton is great fun. So, I've driven Mid Ohio and other games, but never high racing. So,
I think you'll absolutely love it in these. It's
yeah.
It's pretty much the opposite to Thruxton when it comes to elevation, but you can get some really good flow going there. Are we going to see you in the 4 hours of Thruxton this weekend?
Yep. I'm doing it with a member of Flatline.
That's right, Marius. I did remember seeing him in the chat
Yeah.
mentioning it actually.
He's quicker than me already. He does doing drive TCRs.
Yeah, I did see him say it was his first time doing TCR, but he's from my experience of seeing Marius drive, it's just like yourself. He learns pretty damn quick. So
He's a 15.1.
okay, that's just showing off. I'm gonna have to try and beat
I
that
know.
next week. But right, okay.
I was happy. When I saw that to finish the race. Really my mood, it is. Kidding. Love him.
Absolutely. But Jaden, thank you so much for stopping by the booth, and congratulations on your first win. Anybody that you want to give a quick shout out before we move on to the next?
Yeah, Team Flatline, even though nobody's here with me. Still a great team.
I feel you should get a few of them into here for next
season.
To. What do you reckon?
They're scared of being too slow, so I don't think I can convince them, sadly.
Well,
I'll keep pestering.
Just tell them that I'm commentating, and that's actually no, that would probably turn them off actually. But there's always somebody to battle in BSTV. You have shown everyone that every time we've gone to different pockets.
I think there's good competition everywhere in the field.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, Jaden.
And my parents as well give me the financial support to do all this.
Well, that's where all great drivers start from. It's from their parents and their love and support. So fantastic. Jaden, thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Scotton, a first-time Pro-Am winner. Awesome. Cool. Hopefully, what do you reckon, Sam? More wins on the horizon for Jaden, especially next season?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he will get some more wins. I don't think he's been racing with us for a long time, because I don't recognize the name.
Just this season, I think Jaden started.
So yeah, and as you get acclimated to the field, you're gonna start to learn how other people drive, and it makes it easier to make some moves and actually go forward into the races. So I'm pretty sure he will get some more good racing and some more wins. Actually, he started well this season to already get one. It's not often that you get a win even in your class on the first season, so pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Shall we get Mr. Stephen Walker in the second Hydro Race Geodesic Racing driver? Second place. Oh, wait, it's a full sweep of seconds tonight for you, Stephen. Second in qualifying, second race 1, second race 2. I'll ask you the same first question I asked Wobbly. How comfortable did you feel tonight? Because on paper, if anyone come in randomly and saw the results and saw all seconds, then I'd probably say it was a pretty comfortable night for yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did about 12 laps of practice between the last race and this race. I probably did more laps in the practice session I did before qualifying than I had done all week. So I didn't feel very comfortable at all. I don't think it took me 25 minutes of the 30 minutes I'd left to set a clean lap.
Oh wow.
So yeah, luckily I had enough time just to warm up. I had a good setup. I tweaked it a little bit, and it was then just trying to remember how to do the track, to be honest with you. I like the track for once. But
Fair.
yeah, it was tough, to be honest. It was tough. There's a few corners where I had to learn. Like by the time we got towards the end of the second race, I felt comfortable and I knew what to do. But for most of it, I was still trying to figure it out. So it's still good fun though. I enjoyed it. Like we got a bit we got a bit lucky in race one with the battle behind, so it gave us a it gave us a bit of a gap in wobbly, so we didn't have to worry too much. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, particularly race two, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to mention that for race one actually. It was Pete and somebody else. I can't remember. I think it was Rene actually, and they kept everyone else at bay. So it must have been just plain sailing on that first race. Second race, just like it says, nice and comfortable. And you did. It was a really good pace from yourself versus wobbly, considering the amount of laps that you said you've practiced. That's made me insanely jealous because I feel like I've done about 200 laps this place this week, and I still got the 4 hours of Thruxton this weekend.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. So don't overthink it. But having said that, like I said, I did get more comfortable throughout the race, and the car felt good. And I was going to say something else. Yeah, I think obviously I just found out Pete had an issue in his pit stop. I think he missed his thing and then had to go around again and do it. So he would have been right with us at the end, I think. So it would have been a bit more interesting, maybe, but which is a shame. I think obviously with the championship as well. So I think it makes next week really important.
It's going to be close. I'm looking at the point scores right now, and yeah, I don't think it could be any closer if we tried. Next week, final race, Mid Ohio. How do you enjoy it?
It's a track that I like and I enjoy. I don't know if it's a Honda track. From memory, it isn't. And I'm not going to be able to get that much practice in again between now and then, just with live stuff and overtime and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I'll be able to do some laps, but nowhere near as much as I'm used to doing. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not holding out hope. Wobbly's been the quickest all season. He was quicker tonight. In that second race, he had to save a bit of fuel, so otherwise he would have pulled a gap like he did in the first race. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I want, Jay, actually, is I've never won a team's championship. Like never in all the years and seasons that I've done
Oh,
on
really?
here, I've never ever ever won a team's championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I tell
So
you what, tonight you definitely took a little bit of a step closer.
yes.
Pure Sims were in front, but varying results from them tonight have opened that championship up even more. So you have a fantastic chance. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
if we take the teams and one of Wobbly or I, it's more likely going to be Wobbly. Take the drivers, then we'll see. But Pete's quick, fast guy. Love racing him. It's been great. If he wins, then he deserves it as well. So, yeah, we'll see. It should be a lot. Like you say, there's a lot. It's really close going into one race, and that's double points endurance race all on the line. So it makes it even more interesting. Maybe we'll have to come up with some. I'll let Wobbly tell me the strategy. He'll have more
Yeah.
time to practice than I will.
Fantastic. Anybody you'd love to give a shout out to?
Yeah, obviously you guys, Sam, and obviously yourself, Jay, as well, for being here, making sure we have a broadcast. Really appreciated. I know it's a lot of time and effort. Wobbly for helping me out a bit. My brother having a good race, actually, race 1 and particularly race 2. Everyone else on the grids, Carl putting up the sessions and stuff. Just the whole community, really. Just good job, everyone. One more race to go.
Fantastic, and we will see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Walker, thank you again for tonight.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Right, I think he will want to get the embarrassment over and done with after reversing over the line. In the crowd absolutely loved it. There was plenty of screaming, women and kids, and waving. It was a fantastic show, but unfortunately, it technically cost you a place, Mr. Chesney. with with the driver in front of you, which was David Ayres getting a slowdown and not serving it before crossing the line. That gave him a time penalty, and I'm sure you don't want to hear this, but after all the penalties were added up and the time was added on, you were, after your little reversing escapade, you finished 1.6 seconds away from him. I suppose, how do you feel?
Not that great. After the finish, I turned the stream on. I was checking my reversing. Suddenly, I heard you say, "I don't think he knows that that David has a penalty." And yeah, there was a lot of curse words out of my mouth.
Well, luckily you said all the curse words then and not now, because we would get taken off air and slapped with a YouTube ban, and then there'd be no more YouTube revenue. Nah, it would never get that bad. But yeah, it's I mean, if it makes you feel any better, 3 times in my career doing iRacing, I have gone over the line, stopped the car, and not realized that it's not the final lap yet. So
Right.
hopefully, if I make those sorts of mistakes, hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better about it.
Well, I won't never do reversing again.
Or at least double check that the person in front of you doesn't have a penalty first.
I'm not running any overlays, so I didn't know if he had a penalty or not. So
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
was talking to Wobbly. So do you have white flag? He said yes. I knew I was going to be last over the finish line, so I said I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah. Well, at least you had fun. That's the main thing. For your race 1 tonight, finished in 22nd. For race 2, you made up a place to 21st. How do you like Thruxton? Do you enjoy the circuit?
It's a difficult circuit. I like it. That's a high speed circuit. It's a high speed track, and it's it's difficult to overtake even because all the flowing corners.
Yes.
I went my best races, but I like track. I really like it, so I want to practice more on it for next time. Because
well, this weekend it is the 4 hours of Thruxton iRacing special event. Will we see you on there at all?
Sadly not. I'm gonna watch the streams, but I can't participate.
That's fair. It's going to be a long and tough set of races over the weekend. I'm looking forward to it, but I know my arms most certainly aren't. For next week, it is the final race of the season. Before we ask you about the track, how have you enjoyed racing in BSTV this season?
I loved it. So joined at the midpoints, and I'm really sure I'm going to be at the first rounds next season. So I really love it.
Good. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, and it's been great having you in the league. Every time we put the camera to you in the group that you're racing with, it's always really good racing. It's respectful racing, and it looks like everyone's having a really good time, which is the most important thing. For next week, we have Mid-Ohio. Have you raced on Mid-Ohio before?
Never. I haven't set the tire on the track, so I'm gonna need some practice before I'm gonna race.
It's a good flowing track. It's the opposite to Thruxton. It's a lot slower. It's a lot of elevation changes with hills and blind corners. So it's a good challenge, but I think you'll really enjoy it. So with that, thank you so much for coming over, Chesney, and racing tonight. Is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, to David. Congratulations with your 20th place.
Yeah.
Now, well, every one of you guys, thank you for setting up this league, and especially Chris Dixon also, and what's his name? Andrew for the first
Yep.
for the first race. It was amazing battles, and that's the stuff I keep coming back to. So
Awesome.
And you guys, of course.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We love having you in here, Chesney, and let's hope next week, if we have you in the booth next week, that you're telling us all how much you love Mid-Ohio. No more reversing over the line, okay? That's homework for next week. Thank you very much, Chesney. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Awesome. we all make silly mistakes like that sometimes, but yeah, I can't believe it happened. I can't believe we caught it on camera as well. Yeah, no, Chesney will learn from that one, and I hope he has a fantastic race next week at Mid-Ohio. Let's go for. Should we bring Chris Dixon next for a quick one? Fantastic. Chris, how are we doing this evening?
I'm not too bad. I was struggling with the pace, really, but how are you?
Yeah, well, we enjoyed watching the racing tonight. It seemed like every time we went to anybody in the track, everyone was sort of like in their own group of whether it's a duo fighting, a triple fighting, all the way to like 7, 8 people all swapping positions amongst the track. It looks like there's been if you've been in a battle, it's been hard to pass, but also at the same time, it's been hard to get away from other people as well. Looks like it's been a really good battling night tonight. How have you found it?
Yeah, it was. Second race, I was defending quite a bit. I had Paul behind me, JB. There was about 5 behind me, and I defended for a good 2 or 3 laps and enjoyed it. And then JB got alongside me, had a little shuffle, and I got knocked out, and they all got past, and that was it. I lost about 8 seconds. No, nothing in it. It was just good, hard racing. And yeah, after that, I dropped back a bit, and then the same thing happened with David. Teammates come together, and I ended up getting thrown off the track. But it was just the same. We had a good battle for a good half a lap, side by side, and then yeah, I ended up just going off the track slightly and having to back off. So, but yeah, it was good racing, and good racing with Chesney as well. Especially in the first race, we had some good battles. So. But yeah,
Chesney did mention the battles with yourself and others around you. He's really enjoyed it. And it's good to hear that you have as well. It's you mentioned about going too wide around a lot of the course on Thruxton. It's yeah, you get quite a lot of that there, and it can get a bit nervy sometimes. But for the most part, apart from the slight hits every now and then, we didn't find too many big accidents, which is always a plus on a track like this. It's luckily nice and open, so if you do get knocked off, it's you just have to like go across a farmer's field to get back on again.
Yeah, it's there's only a couple of corners where if you get caught out that you end up in the barrier. There's not really much. Most of it, there's plenty of runoff. So yeah, you can just lift off, carry on, make sure you do a clean re-entry, and on you go again. So
Yeah. So in the AMS TCR stand-ins before we started the race tonight, we found yourself 4 points away from Paul Hurley. Daniel Lewis with a commanding performance tonight, getting 2 wins there. It looks like it could be between you and Paul for that second place. How do you fancy your chances?
Well, after tonight, I think Paul's got it, but anything can happen next week. It's Mid-Ohio next week.
Yep. A
Yeah.
lovely endurance race up Mid-Ohio, which I think that could potentially steal race of the season. It's got nice elevation changes. Tire wear is very high at Mid-Ohio, as it was here tonight. So yeah, like you said, anything can happen in that, and it could go right to the wire. Also going right to the wire is a team's championship at the moment, but we found yourself work out by result, getting really good, solid results in. Currently you find yourself 7th place on the team standings. How do you, as a team, feel
Right, I
you've
didn't
done this
realise.
season?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have done all right because with me, Andy and Fee, we've always scored okay. Or one of us, if one's had a bad weekend or a bad race, the other
I
two
get
seem
really.
to have scored all right. So yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, I didn't realise we were that high.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously got the results, Pure Sims, Hydro Race in front, but you've you got yourself in front of some teams with very quick drivers, like the Cutting Corny TCR team. You're in front of them and the VTS as well. So it's no, it looks like it's been a really good team effort from you lot. So congratulations on that. You could actually gain another place by the time we do the points next week. So you could even pass Safeguard.
Right, we'll have to.
So
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
get practicing for next week, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
Definitely.
So right, Mid-Ohio next week. So we hope to see you and the rest of the team there. Is there anyone you want to give any shout outs to tonight?
Yeah, the usual yourselves for putting the show on, and all the drivers for turning up. It was good clean racing tonight. Hard clean racing, but it was clean really. So yeah, obviously the team have helped a little bit. My setup I struggled a bit with tonight because we were missing a few. So there was I think there was only 2 of us in Hondas. The rest were in Audis or I can't remember what Pete's in. Is he in the Elantra?
There's a very heavy Hyundai race tonight.
Yeah.
Across the grid, to be honest.
Yeah, but thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week for the finale.
We absolutely look forward to it. Thank you again, Chris. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Good night.
Right, and then last but not least, we have the one, the only, Paul Hurley. How are we doing tonight?
I don't get announced like that very often. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I'm okay, thanks.
So when we get the budget in, get entrance music as well next time.
We've got Benny Hill music.
If you want, we'll take requests. How are you doing tonight? How do you feel your races have gone?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's difficult in there as I am, but I think I finished 16th in the first race overall, and I was like one and a half seconds off of JB, and that would have been reverse pole. And
that would have been amazing.
And I kind of cocked up my pit stop in the second race. Well, not kind of, I did.
How come? What happened?
I've just missed the box by about a meter to reverse back. So it just costs you that extra bit of time, doesn't it?
Oh no, was you one of the first pit boxes as soon as you
go
in?
No, I was about halfway down. It makes it even worse.
Oh no. So if it makes you feel a bit better, there's been a lot of people missing their pit boxes tonight, especially ones which were towards back. I do find Thruxton's one of the worst pit entrances in the whole of motorsport.
Yep.
Up there with Not Killed, that's for sure.
And Spa.
Oh yeah, Spark, and oh yeah. I mean, this season by itself, we've seen some unfortunate incidents involving pit stops as well.
I remember. No need to know names. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll leave that one.
But yeah, I know. Deck for some reason went in and Iris decided to uncheck his fuel, so he just stopped. So it said go, and he came out. Yep, and he had to go in again for fuel.
Oh, that's rough.
So I don't know why he did that, but it did.
Damn.
So yeah, but yeah, no, race overall was good. I got hit. I think it was Stefan hit Jamie Wilson start first lap, second race, and he's bounced off of Jamie. No, right at the beginning. I think first again he bounced off of for Jamie Wilson and into me and spun me. I managed to keep going, so that kind of.
Yes, I remember now. Yeah,
and then someone else got hit from behind. I think it was Sam Belize as well. Got done by the same incident.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of it was actually people doing really well and stopping and managing not to collect you into the aftermath. So shout outs to all of them for doing it. But unfortunately, it did cause a bit of a Constantina behind. So it happens. It's racing. It's people avoiding, but at the same time, we're not mind readers, so we don't exactly know where everyone is going to be darting off to. But
no, I don't think anyone's malicious. There was a few things which I'm not going to name names, which I see on the replay. I was like, oh, it's a bit. But yeah, I mean,
passionate racing.
as for the track, that last chicane is such a tricky one to get right, isn't it? The final chicane.
What is it you're driving tonight? It's the
Honda. In
the Honda. So yeah, the Honda and the Audi do sometimes they do sometimes struggle on that final chicane. If you're in the Hyundai, you still get some problems, but it's all about sort of like keeping your car as straight as possible with the slightest bit of throttle just to stabilize the car, which putting throttle on during those sorts of curves seems absolutely ludicrous to me. But for some reason,
I was very cautious. I was very cautious, but I was thinking about the league, so
yeah,
because I managed to outscore Chris by quite a few points tonight, I think. So sort of trying to consolidate second. So it'll all come down to the next one. I need to finish just behind him in the next one. And
yep, Chris does think you might already have it in the bag, but it is.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a long race at Mid Ohio.
And it's double points, so definitely not.
Anything can happen. I feel if you're anybody fighting for any positions in there, if you think you got the pace, just keep it safe for the first 10 minutes. Let the field spread out, and then just sort of get to work from there.
No, I think the only person who has got it sewn up is Mr. Lewis.
Yes, an absolutely amazing performance from him. First all round in the AM category.
Yes,
I think once we even with double points, I think with the drop scores, because he's with Daniel, he's had his bad races and they've gone off his drop weeks, but it just goes to prove how consistent he can be with the rest of the races that he's going so high. So I feel this could be Daniel Lewis's swan song when it comes to AM driving, and I don't make it. I don't make
the only way I can beat him
but...
is if his PC dies and I manage to win, and it's not going to happen. So you never know. I doubt it very much.
If you send him emails with dodgy links, you never know what can happen. But
then I've still got to win the whole endurance, and that is definitely not going to happen. So yeah, no, he's got it, and he deserves it. So
yeah, he's been pretty quick through that season. But yourself and Chris as well have not made it a complete runaway for him. So I do have to commend you both for that one. But
thanks, mate.
Hopefully well, fingers crossed we see yourself and maybe your teammate next week as well. Is Tom going to show up next week? Or...
Who knows? He's an enigma.
Is he? Fair enough. Yes. Well, we hope that we do. I mean, last race of the season, can hopefully get as many people in as possible. And Mid Ohio is a great track, so if you don't race it, I feel really missing out.
Talking of fuel, Jay, I watched your ATC race.
ATC race. Well, the less we talk about that one, the better.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's fine. I assure you, the next video that comes out on that one will be much better. No spoilers, but
yeah, if I could just I know we've got to go because it's running late. But before I go, can I just shout out to
of course, yes,
the SRL League starting 11th of July on Friday night. It's a free to enter. It's a 20-minute race and a 25-minute race, touring cars. So if anyone's interested in that, contact me or look on the if you're in their Discord on SRL, or look at SRL TV. You'll find on YouTube. There's an application form on there, and there's still places to go. But there's some good drivers signed up already, so that should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. SRL as someone that well, a lot of our drivers from here, if you see them in SRL, a lot of SRL drivers you see over here. So it's a fantastic way to spend your Fridays. So I absolutely agree, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. So shout out to Daniel Lewis as well, and obviously to Chris. And And Deck, bit of a come down from last week, but
Awesome. Cool.
yeah.
Paul, thank you very much for your time tonight. And
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
no worries, enjoy
See you on
the
track,
rest
Joe.
of your Wednesday. Oh yes, absolutely.
Take
Absolutely.
care, mate. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Right. So, Thruxton, absolutely fantastic. Have I told you tonight, Sam? I love Thruxton.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think you said that quite a few times, and honestly, the racing looks great. It looks awesome, so I can't wait to try this. Maybe not in TCRs, because they're not my cup of tea, but in some sort of nice car to drive, yeah.
Well, the first time I did it, it was in the Ferrari GT3, so get started with that one and see how you get on. I think you'll love it. Right, so a commanding win from Wobbly tonight, which has just blown Pro right out of the water when it comes to excitement. It's just I can't call who's going to be winning that Pro now. We've got Pete Newman, Wobbly, and Stevens just hanging on. With Casper out tonight, I'm not sure how many drop weeks Casper's had, but he might be with an outside chance, especially with it being in Enduro next week and double points. Meanwhile, for the Pro-Ams, just a first-time win for Jaden Scotton, and hopefully the first of many. And it's still all to play for in that one. Michael Hall not having the best of nights tonight, so I'm excited to see how that table is going to look by the end of tonight or tomorrow. And then finally for the AMs, it looks almost for certain that Daniel Lewis is going to be getting that AM trophy. So I don't want to say an early congratulations because anything can happen in the world of BSTV, but I do feel it's definitely his to lose now. And then over to the teams championship after tonight. Well, it's literally Result X Pure Sims versus Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. One race left. You couldn't plan it. It's as if we planned it from right at the start of the season. But I assure you, we don't match fix here. I hope we're not like F1 or NASCAR or anything, are we? Right.
No. No. We're not even WWE, so everything here is pure, real, as not fake.
Sports entertainment. But one thing we do, Rick, I mean, one thing that we do have a hand in is the driver of the meeting. And there's so many different ways we could go with this one. We're not legally obligated to give Wobbly any more. He has actually already had a driver's of the day win. Just in case you didn't know, Sam, I'm not going to tell you who voted for him. I don't want to cause friction within the whole of the broadcast team for BSTV. But also Stephen Walker with a very, very solid second all the way. Obviously, Jaden Scotland with first Pro-Am win on that feature race. You got the usual candidates like Freddie Van Eekhoven, Jamie Jeffrey with a fantastic solid set of results. We can even go as far back as Jamie Wilson as well with a good recovery in the first race and getting himself into the top 10 for the second. And then, of course, we can't go without mentioning the domination of Daniel Lewis in AMS as well. But we'll start with yourself. Anybody who has set your eyes ablaze, someone who you feel needs another notch on that driver of the meeting?
I'm going to give mine to Jaden Scotland. I've been really impressed by the drive today. I do not even remember his name, so maybe he's been racing for the start of the season, but I couldn't remember him, and I definitely remember now. So yeah, there.
He will drive so well. He will force you to remember. Okay, that's fair enough, and actually, consider this an even better night for Jaden Scott because I'm actually going to give the same. I'm going to give it to the same Jaden Scotland as well. I feel first time victories in categories boost you up to more consistency mentally. They put you in a fantastic place for the rest of the season, and Jaden's only been getting better and better as the season has gone by. So I think well done tonight, Jaden. As well as the win in the feature race, you get 2 driver of the meeting points as well. But right, next week, next Wednesday, it is the final race of the season. It is an enduro at Mid-Ohio. Of course, we follow all the official tracks apart from a Champion's Choice every season at BSTV. May I remind you, if you're still awake now, if you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the live stream that you see in front of you right now. Subscribe to this channel, but check out all the links in the video description below. Everything from the BSTV website, signups, and the Discord as well. We're not just a league; we're a community that we just love racing. We love the community that we've brewed, the politeness, the racecraft, and just everything is fantastic here. So we'd love to have you join us here. But I don't think there's much else for me to say tonight. Thank you all so much for putting up with myself, filling in for Pete this week. I've been completely nervous the whole time. I've got 75% of the names wrong, but I assure you, I have enjoyed the whole thing. So I should be back in my reserve role next week for the big season finale with all the championships still pretty much on the line. But I'm probably going to be looking at that drivers that team championship the most now. It's like I said, literally result X Pure Sims versus Geodesic, and it couldn't be tighter. But what happens with that, we shall see next week. So good night from me, and we'll leave with a final word from Sam. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for stepping up. I think you did a great job. 75% BSTV, like, because you get only 75% of the name wrong. Yeah, don't worry. I think you did a great job, honestly. Thanks for all the drivers, and we'll see you next week for the last race of the season, Mid-Ohio.